We're okay. We're on the record. Good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Rutland Town Select Board. Today is Tuesday, August 12th. How did that happen? At 6 o'clock, we have Select Board members Sharon Russell, Matt Gaddy, Mary Ashcroft, and Joe Denardo. We'll see if Kurt Hathaway comes. He often does in a few minutes. So if you will please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. We have on our desks the Select Board minutes for July 29th.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve by Matt. Seconded by Sharon. Any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, all in favor of adopting the minutes as is, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0 with one abstention. I'm going to sign and pass this around. Okay. Other than Kurt, we have.
I'll move to approve the orders.
Okay, motion's been made to approve the orders. We've all had a chance to take a look at them. Is there a second? Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion of any of the orders? If not, all in favor of approving the orders, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0 with one abstention. Any announcements from board members? Nope. Okay. Update from Select Board Chair. Well, when it's Barbara's time slot, I'll say a bit about my visit with the Planning Commission, so we'll hold that for now. Do we have any questions from the floor or public comments from folks who want to be heard on things that are not on the agenda? This is where everybody, yeah, okay, all right. Are you all together in one group?
Yep.
Okay, so why don't you, whoever your spokespeople are, come on up and have a seat here, and then people who are zooming in can see you and hear you.
All right.
Okay, and I think I did bring the clipboard, so if you would also sign in. So yeah, if you wish to. Some people may wish to remain anonymous, and that's perfectly okay. Okay, could you tell us who you are and what you'd like us to know about?
Yep. I'm Keith Schneider. I'm a resident of Quarter Line Road, as is most everyone here as well. And I just don't want to speak for everyone, but most of us in the community have talked, and we just have a concern about one of the properties in our neighborhood up on the road. I've been told by several people that I should have spoken with all of you previously, just didn't feel like maybe I should or the right time. But the location on Quarter Line, I think all of us are concerned about the amount of traffic and type of traffic that takes place in and out of the residence. Among other things as well, there's currently 2 RVs that are parked on the property. And I think there's a concern about how many people are currently living there. What are they doing with the wastewater that comes with the RVs that are parked on the property as well? I know there's no zoning regulations and anything written down in regards to policy with all of that, but there's been several instances where I've expressed concerns to Ted Washburn as well. And like I said, several people have just thought that I should bring it to your attention as well. So that's the basis of why I'm here.
Police department has let us know about this, so.
Yep.
I appreciate you coming forward. Do you have going on, even though we don't have a zoning, we do have a health officer. Have you noticed things that would cause you to say we should ask our health officer to go up and take a look? In other words, are they dumping the sewage in the woods, or
I hope not, but there has been times where I've been able to know when they're dumping it. I don't know where they're dumping it, but I can smell that that's taking place. My wood line is right on the property line there, so I hope that's not where it's heading, but I can't say for sure that that's what's happening or not. But
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's sanitation wise, it's a concern.
Okay. So we can ask our health officer to go up. Any other, we can do questions from the select board. Does anyone else want to add information about this? Okay, come on up and identify yourself, please.
I am Karen Pizzetti. I'm also in the neighborhood. Yeah, we've had concerns over the years. We do clean up. There's a lot of syringes around. There's a lot of debris that we found. You know, pieces of couch and property items like that, that we had thought maybe it was when the house was going to be sold that they were starting to unload things. There have been people in different neighbors, like front yards. We've caught them on the Ring camera. There was just one on Saturday, and they did alert police about that at 2:40 in the morning. There's a lot of activity where you know, it's just people randomly walking up and down the street, walking through the neighborhoods. Our property also abuts to this property. My husband had gone up and put some, again, more no trespassing signs. Dogs were barking, running around. They didn't come onto the property. I'm not sure if they're registered or whatever, but just it's ongoing concern, and it's gotten worse. And especially with the campers there now, we don't know how many. There's been tents there. Don't know how many people are there. I know that's not our business, but it's just an ongoing concern.
All right, good, thanks. Gonna ask also for the police officers to weigh in when you have a chance. Can we add anything else? Any other neighbors wish to say?
Yeah, can I add, but just sit here?
Well, yeah, but we're gonna miss your face on the screen.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Come on, Frank, come on up.
I live right next door, okay?
Yeah.
And for a guy that's been miserable all his goddamn life, he sure has a lot of people around. So what's the deal? He had somebody fix his septic system. It was his buddies. The beer belly buddies with the shorts. Stuff like that. There's been vehicles in there with paper plates. Can't even read the numbers on them.
Okay.
Yeah,
have you,
junks, mufflers, noise,
is there a lot?
dogs barking constantly. Poor Snyder must go crazy hearing those guys. He lives right, Mr. Snyder lives right in back of B-Lock. I'll bet he's not 50 feet away. Is that correct?
Okay,
Hey, the guy's been a nuisance forever. Everybody knows it, but nobody can do anything about it. I used to tell the constable about it. I can't do anything about it. It's like everybody's afraid of him. He's a curmudgeon. You know what that is?
I do.
I do.
I have
He's
known
miserable.
some, yeah. I remember going up there many years ago on a site visit for the Board of Civil Authority. So we're aware, and that, why don't we hear from the police chief or deputy chief?
I'd like to know how many people he's had living there. One day there were 7 cars and 3 pickup trucks. Now what the hell are they doing? And half of them you could get going through the fucking stop signs.
Okay, chief?
Excuse me.
So we're aware of Mr. Bealock.
Yep.
Like Frank, I'm a little older, so my filter's worn out. Mr. Bealock has been a pain for many, many years. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we have this thing called the Fourth Amendment, where we don't have a right to just break into someone's house when we know they're doing something illegal. We have to have a reason to go in there and do it. The way we do it is you try to get somebody, arrest somebody, or make a motor vehicle stop and arrest them for having drugs in their car. State police have done it multiple times. And yeah, well, we can't get in there. So we all know what's going on at his house. If you're pulling needles all around the house, they're injecting the house with the latest dose of fentanyl or heroin they can find. They got a perfect opportunity. I can tell you the people that live there lived on Cleveland Avenue in the city when I worked for the city, and they're nothing but a pain in my neck then, and they still are now. Only problem is in the city at the time, there was more officers and more neighbors, more restrictions, we were able to get in there and do something about it. At this point in time, when we get the opportunity, we will do everything in our power to make Mr. Belock's life, upset him as much as we possibly can, and get rid of this problem in your neighborhood. He recently had a house up for sale. I was ecstatic. I know the person who was gonna buy it. I bet you all were, and they backed out of it and took him to court, and the gentleman who's gonna buy it, he wasn't willing to fight that fight. I was as disappointed as all of you folks were. My daughter lives up in your neighborhood also. I just spoke to her. I get it. Trust me, I get it.
We have trespassing signs. I have property in Rutland town, and I've had them back into our area, like doing our fencing and like, excuse me. So
I would say, I know it may seem petty at that point in time, but sometimes we call it broken window policing. If we have a complaint, we can go do something about it. I can't live at your house. It's your guys' houses. If you give us information, if you become a pain in my neck, we'll become a pain in his neck. That's the way it works. I mean, I can't say any more plain than it is. We'll do everything that we can within the boundaries of the law to make him. And it's not Mr. Belock. Mr. Belock is, as you know, has been very difficult an individual. He has a certain taste for a certain drug. And these gentlemen, I believe, I don't know if it's true or not, I can't prove in a court of law, has developed a taste for it. So he allowed them to come here and live with him, and he got free stuff. But now he can't get rid of them. It's been more than 28 days. They've lived there. He calls up all the time, wants us to get rid of them, get them out of here, kick them out. I'm like, you have to go through an eviction process. As you know, in the state of Vermont, you just can't kick people out. They've been there for 28 days. They pretty much own the house at that point in time. Costs money to hire an attorney to go through the process to get rid of them. Mr. Belock is not going to do it. We've asked him, we told him the process. He wants us, the town, to go in there and kick them all out, open the town for a lawsuit. As the chief of police in the town of Rutland, I can't do it.
One of the programs that I run for the Bar Association helps low-income landlords. So would you please put him in touch with me, and I may be able to find an attorney for him.
My intention is, I got a heads up, you folks are gonna come tonight. My intention is to go have a conversation with Mr. Belock and his tenants, if you will, we can call them that, tomorrow. We call it a knock and talk. We'll knock and we'll talk. If he refuses to answer the door, I can't think about it. But let's see what we can do.
Do you have a loudspeaker in your cruiser?
I'm pretty loud without a speaker.
Well, the ones you guys wouldn't let me use.
Yes.
Yeah.
we do.
I see that JP is on the call,
Okay,
on the meeting, so maybe we should get some input from JP and his thoughts from the health officer's perspective.
Come on, if JP wants to, we can go there sometime this week.
You on, John Paul? I see his name, but I don't hear him. Because, there may be something he can do that.
What about going in for the dog?
Okay, John Paul's on. Yes,
Yep,
thank
yep.
you.
I'll find out if they have the dogs are registered and whatnot tomorrow.
JP, the question has come up about, you've probably heard, the Belock property up on Quarterline Road. And whether as health officer, with Chief Dumas, you might be able to go up and do an inspection. Questions about sewage dumping on the property from the campers or the RVs that are there. And also needles, trash and so on. Is that something you can do with the chief perhaps tomorrow?
I'd have to check on whether I can do it tomorrow. We certainly can get it in the next couple of days, but you should know that the town has no authority over the septic issues. The state has 5 people in different areas of the state that do the septic enforcement. I can certainly provide that information if somebody were to give me a call or give me an email. Because that complaint should come directly from the people affected.
So the person who smelled the raw sewage, the next door neighbor, should be in touch with you?
Yes, and I can give them the contact info for the state person.
Okay, would you would you be willing to go up as health officer and see if there are any health violations up there,
sure.
at least on the property?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
That's the start.
discharging the gray water onto the ground. Like that's,
If it can be seen, that's the question.
Right.
Okay.
The state took that jurisdiction away from towns years ago.
Oh,
That's why we don't have it. The state oversees all wastewater. And so if you want to put in a septic system, you have to go through the state of Vermont.
Right.
But there are people out there, and maybe with some coordination with Chief Dumas and Health Officer John Paul, and we get somebody from the state, then could make some life difficult for these
Yes.
people.
Yes,
And-
I did make a complaint, not on this property, but I made it on another property and there was a response within an hour. So they can, when they know there's sewage being dumped, they can.
Did you
respond
actually
very
see the gray
quickly.
water being dumped out?
well, I mean, I'm just assuming, I mean, he's
Well,
smelling
we-
it and there's campers and there's people living in them.
We need
so-
more than an assumption.
I
The smell
understand that, But I
helps.
mean, I just,
The smell helps.
I mean,
smell helps.
I
and-
mean, nowadays, most people have a camera right on them.
Yeah.
If you
Well, I
get
don't
something,
Try to stay around that property too much.
I don't know why, but.
Might require a little
So my
surveillance
question
and
is, like-
some- getting some information to.
Could you identify
Yeah,
yourself,
so my
please?
name is Caitlin Razanowski. I actually live in West Rutland, but I'm very close to that. And I've actually had 3 different incidents in the last, since May, of people stealing, trying to break into my cars. They stole my father's 4-wheeler last week.
Is this at the property we're
No, we're
talking
just down
about?
the road from them.
This isn't personal.
Personal property. We found somebody sleeping in our barn.
Yeah.
You know, you can't tell me that it's not related to that house. I mean, I've lived up there for 30 years
Yeah.
and never had this problem before. So
What's
my
your
question-
address?
I live on 130 Stone Ridge Lane in West
Okay,
Rutland, off
okay.
of Boardman Hill. So
Yeah.
I'm about a mile, if that, from
Okay.
that residence.
Okay.
My question is, and I don't know if it's even anything that can be done, but is there any kind of like cognitive eval that can be done to see if Mr. Bealock is of sound mind and making sound decisions? Because I just feel like he's not, and we are all
We,
affected.
we have been in contact with, family members. I've spoken to him personally. If anyone knows Mr. Bjork, he's rather, hard to get along with. I'm being kind. And, most of his family members don't want anything to do with him at this point in time. He cries, he cries, he wants something done, and then something starts to get done, then he doesn't want it done. He's just that guy. He limps around and does what he does, but he's of sound enough mind to be this way his whole life, so.
If you suspect there is, for example, elder abuse going on, there are, well, Karen would know how to report to various authorities. So there are folks who do look out for people being taken advantage, disadvantaged people, whether they're elders or not, and elders. So if you think that there is a case of elder abuse there, I don't have the number offhand, but there are authorities you can report to, and please do. We
If
don't
you
want anyone
contact the police
abused.
department tomorrow, Lynn Galpo probably has those numbers. We
Yeah.
can, yeah.
And they can begin a process, to your point, someone can begin a process of either a guardianship or just at least raising the question.
Well, I definitely think a guardianship.
Well, that's up to the judge and the court process.
Is that the same property we had the fire at?
Yes.
18 or 20?
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably shouldn't have put
His
it
whole
out.
family burned it out, right?
Mary,
And then-
Mary,
Yes, JP.
I do have the contact info for the Vermont Environmental Enforcement Officer.
Okay, people, get your pens out, get ready. And Bill, if you could take this down, please. Go
The
ahead.
the gentleman's name is Patrick Lokes, Lowkes, and his number is 802-747-8127. Again, 802-747-8127.
Okay, and that's for the sewage, the wastewater, the gray water, the smell, those sorts of things?
Yes.
Okay. there's one. And you also heard the chief, if you see something, take a picture. If you see something, report it. Matt,
Question for the woman from West Rutland, the incidents that you talked about, have those been reported or are they being
all of them.
investigated?
So actually, the first incident was in mid-May. And it was 6 o'clock in the morning and I found somebody coming down my driveway trying to break into our vehicles, which we proceeded to follow them down the road and caught them in a
My
ditch.
yard.
They fell in a ditch in her property and stayed there until the state police could come.
okay,
But you know, they didn't commit a crime because our vehicles were locked. And it's apparently perfectly legal to go onto somebody's property and try to open a vehicle. You know, so we were actually like, astonished by this, but fortunately enough, my father came and he's like, hey, he did get into my vehicle, which is just down the road. So they were able to arrest him, only for him to be arrested a few hours later. I heard on the scanner, he was arrested again. So
Nothing's done.
career criminal, nothing's done. And then, so,
You can blame our legislature for that.
oh,
because
I
they-
was glad.
They
It's
changed
not
the
your fault. You
rules,
guys are-
trust me.
we understand.
I'm as
So-
frustrated as you are.
So then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my father went out to his barn at like 7 o'clock in the morning and heard something rustling around, thought it was an animal, and he looked in and there was a gentleman curled up in a ball sleeping with my dad's little Mr. Buddy heater on him and his dog curled up there, and he's like, oh, well, I got dropped off down the road and I didn't have a place to
No, I
stay.
didn't. We saw him on the
So
road that
I
night.
just thought I could stay here for the night.
Mhm.
And then last Sunday morning, my mom was in her house and looked out at our barn and happened to see somebody driving in the four-wheeler out of their closed, shed is closed, doors were closed. They went into a shed, just took the four-wheeler, drove it off.
okay.
So.
And you
as
reported
the-
that as well?
Yes, and we were actually able to recover that, so.
And
Yeah.
do you know, if the police have identified a residence of these individuals, or are they considered homeless or?
No, but they're not able to tell me who I specifically asked the state trooper with the first incident. I said, did he come from the Belock house? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. People who are closer into the Belock house, anything that you folks want to add? We've given you some contact information. Please, every time something occurs, call. And
I know
as-
one of the people here who walks there every morning. He was afraid to walk there because of some of the traffic on the road and things that he's seen. That wasn't safe to be out there at this point.
My wife's
won't
afraid
walk
of the
down there.
dogs. My wife used to walk.
Yep.
3 dogs they've got.
Yeah.
They also have 2 people living there. I've seen their mug shots.
Yeah. Eric
On local, news.
Oh, yeah, they're walking up
Oh,
and
yeah.
down
One
our
of
road.
all
them
the
is
time.
black and the other's Colleen,
Yep,
would stop a freight train.
yep.
They'll go to Belock's house and then like the one guy, he goes to Belock's and then he'll go down Boardman Hill.
Oh,
and
yeah, they
He goes
walk.
down to the rec. And I literally sat there one night at my son's baseball game watching. And I said, oh, that car.
okay, we need to also hear from people who are closer in, okay? Bill, if you could make a note to call our animal control officer and
I do that.
see about those dogs, whether they're registered.
Yep.
Okay, please. All right, that's 2. Chief, what are your patrols like up there? I don't know specifics, but
We've
how
got a
often?
plan that we
Okay.
want to implement here, and
Okay,
We're hoping for more police presence.
I've seen you guys driving by my house, so
yeah,
we're not quite so busy down at the plaza anymore, so I guess we'll be busy on Boardman or the
Quarter
Quarter
line.
Line.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, all right,
Not only that, they go up on the dirt section of Coeur d'Alene Road, and there's a pull-off there, and there's all kinds of needles there. We've
That's
gotten many.
horrible.
okay.
We've gotten, Shelley Lutz has called us, it's right on the edge of the town in the
Yep.
town of Clarendon, I think it is, their
Yep.
property.
It's my property's up there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't live up there, so if you folks see something, if you call our office, if we're there, we're working, we'll go look at it. We'll try to find them. We'll do our best.
And if they're not there, leave a message with the state police.
Yep.
Because that's the way the system works. We'll hear about it,
Yeah,
but
if you
we need the numbers too, okay?
If you
and the
call, you gotta
specifics.
call VSP dispatch, and if we're working, they'll dispatch us to the call. They're our dispatcher.
Another thing I'd like to add is that I had a survey done 8 years ago. Tried to tell Dave where the line was, got all pissed off,
Mhm.
then he pulled the pin out.
Oh,
How
well,
about that?
there's
Yeah,
Pete.
so I'm getting ready to.
That's illegal, right?
I've already told Peter, I have somebody lined up now to do another survey. And when I have it done, I'm calling you guys to be up there to watch it.
Put it in the ground and you see him pulling it up.
I saw him
Video.
pull it
Take a
up.
picture.
Take a picture.
He's a
I think it's,
miserable.
I think the select board.
I don't even have it now.
All right. Anything, any questions from the select board? Any other ideas of things that we can do to help with this situation? I think, okay. You folks in the neighborhood, have you had your say?
Yeah, there's a lot of young families with young kids up there,
Right.
so
Very
that's
Yeah.
concerned.
my concern.
Yeah,
I know
there
I have
are.
3, and I know there's several. I teach at school. I know how many are up and down the road.
It's not safe for them to drive. If you have a baby in a carriage, you're going, it's
You
not,
can't, they drive right through the stop sign constantly,
yeah, you can't.
fly through it.
They're
Okay.
even doing that on Boardman Hill. I mean, I have a shop up there. I do hair.
I've been to your house before, yes.
Yeah, I had somebody's driveway, yes.
Yes, I remember
I was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they fly. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just out of control for sure.
We have some ability now. We've got a full complement of police officers, so we can do a little more with traffic enforcement. And for the next 2 weeks or so, our school resource officer is
Yep.
still available. Then we'll go back into the school. But so, and the chief has a plan. And when he says he has a plan, he has one. So. All right.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions, any other information we can, if you think of it afterwards and you all think of, everybody thinks of stuff I should have said or I should have asked, please stay in touch with us. You can email the select board. Our addresses are on there. I just live down the hill from you folks, so I know the area and I have concerns too. You can get in touch with Bill here if you need information from any one of us. Stay in touch with us. And do let us know what's going on up there and keep the pressure on us, law enforcement and the property owner, okay? Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Are there any other members of the public? Anyone on the Zoom meeting who wish to be heard about any other matters that are not otherwise on the agenda this evening? If not, we'll move along to our agenda. We'll start with Mike Rowe, Town Rec Director.
Oh, it's so empty now.
Thank you,
I feel
JP.
bad.
That was good.
Okay, have a good night.
Thanks, John.
That worked out well. Good evening. How are you all?
Hi, good.
The pool is, very busy. Things are moving along, nicely. We have signage up and we'll put it on the website as far as when our last day is. Been in contact with a couple of the vendors that are coming down for townwide celebration.
Good.
So that's all kind of moving in the right direction. So we're good to go. That's like a week ago. That's coming up on less than a week and a half. We have our volunteers from school coming. I have enough
Good.
lifeguards to guard it, which is great. Because they're running off to college and playing sports.
Sports are gonna be an issue that day too, I think. But
Hmm.
sports are gonna still be an issue that day.
They are, but I do have 3 that are good to go for that short amount of time. We're closing at 3 that day because I just don't have people. But we will be there to staff it for the swim part, depending on it's a good day.
Good.
Other than that, fall is starting to roll around, we're starting to get things done. And get things ready for fall season here coming up. We did have our committee meeting, which a lot of the stuff is around the committee meeting. So if, I don't know if Matt wants to recap that or I can recap that, that's
Well, we
fine.
do have some.
Yep, we
things
do
we
have
want to
some
take a look at,
information.
so-
Yep. So we did narrow down and essentially finalize, right, Matt? Jump in if I've
ahead.
overstepped.
Good.
Finalized our volunteer / coaches adult background policy. for
Okay, and I
you
think
to look
everyone
at.
has a copy on their desk.
And thank you to Bill for plopping that off real quick today. Appreciate that, Bill.
Matt, I know we talked about this before,
Yep.
some changes were likely made.
Yep, so we've clarified some things around, the scope of who this applies to. Well, that's really the issue throughout. This is gonna apply to adult employees and to volunteer coaches, so the intent is not to apply this to referees who aren't, they're showing up to work games, they're not, working directly with the kids, they're not going in the locker rooms and stuff like that. And likewise, we can't do background checks on the minors that work for the town. So this is going to be for adult employees and volunteer coaches. And so we just try to make it consistent throughout, but in terms of who it's addressing and how the process is going to work. So in terms of the second section here on disqualification, there's language in bold there that says, if there's some extenuating circumstance that can be considered by the rec director, but otherwise these convictions are gonna disqualify people from working with youth.
Okay. And the school, this is adapted from the school policy.
So I was in touch with the school. This is from a couple of different, this is from Brandon, this is from VLTC. It's a hodgepodge of different people that we have created our own. School, it was in contact with school has 2 forms that we will fill out, that the volunteers will fill out. And then a fingerprint check. So we will have 2 forms that they will have to fill out, which are the same as what the school requires. So, and they're from the state of Vermont forms.
Is there a recommendation from the rec committee?
We're recommending adoption.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Motion's
Second.
been made and seconded to adopt the policy, background check policy for the rec department. And as presented and on our desks, any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 4-0, no abstentions. So I'm going to sign mine and pass it to Joe, and then we'll pass it on. Okay, what's next?
We talked about replacing the mower over at Dewey, which is a quote that you have on your desk.
Okay.
And we went through that and committee voted to proceed with that as their recommendation.
So again, for the sake of getting to discussion, I'll move to approve the.
So can I
proposal
put a
here.
fly in the ointment, or do we do that after?
Let's get the motion on the
Okay.
table. Okay, motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the purchase of a mower, the John Deere quote. And now we're open for discussion. Joe?
So, Mike, how many mowers are up at Northwood? 2?
There are 2.
And you have, this is a tractor with a loader, right? Over here, it's a different
Yes, this is
setup.
a tractor with loader and attachments.
So the suggestion that I would make is that instead of purchasing a 3rd mower, because you're doing all the mowing, right?
Correct.
Right, so it's not like mowing's being done simultaneously.
Correct.
All right, so what I would suggest, and this would be, instead of purchasing a new mower, that you think about selling the one we have over at Center, the one with the loader and stuff, purchase a trailer sufficient to move a mower, and then you could just use a Ranger and tow them back and forth and just have two mowers. It would cut down your maintenance costs, cuts down stuff, and that way you could save a little bit of money or something else that, you know, instead of having the mower there, it's not being used when you're not there. So rather than replace it, I would just, you know, get into a rotation of replacing the two you have. And that way, if you needed extra help, you've got two mowers and you could hire somebody to help you out. And you could run one more back. I mean, a small trailer, I don't know, probably about $3,000 maybe. If you can get one sufficient to handle the mowers, they probably weigh about a ton.
We actually have two rec mowers, rec trailers in our inventory that the highway uses.
Right. So would they be sufficient, Dave, to move that zero turn?
That's what we use when we do sidewalks.
Okay. So I'm just thinking of saving you a little bit of money, a little bit of maintenance. You have the trailer. I don't know if the Ranger's got a hitch on it or if it does. Do those trailers have brakes or no?
That small trailer does not. The bigger
Okay.
trailer does, but
You know, this is just my thoughts. I'm not trying to, but we could save about 11, because if you've already got a trailer, then you really could save about $11,000. You could sell the other mower and put that money in your depreciation fund and still be in the same. And I don't think it'll affect your operation any.
No, just the fact of trailering it back and forth.
Yeah, it's a little different, but you have to drive over there anyway.
Correct. And
So you would just hook the Ranger up and go.
yeah,
Um,
in that regard, a lot of times I just drive over in my truck.
Right, but, you know, but I'm just, you know, I kind of watch what the city does, and they have a couple of trailers and they just move them field to field rather than have one house at every field. It's a little more economical for us, and if it doesn't hurt your feelings and it doesn't make your life any more difficult, I was just thinking that, you know, as a thought.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. It's just always been that way. So I guess there's nothing that says that you can't make that change.
Yeah. And that kind of cuts your inventory, you know, it just makes it a little less maintenance, you know, you just keep the other two up. And if we wear one of those out a little faster, well, you know, maybe you're replacing them, I don't know, every 10 years, maybe we'll have to go to 8 or something, but you can get into a rotation where you would replace one of the two you have up there every so many years. I don't know if you have a replacement rotation thought about yet.
No, we're not. The first one that we ever purchased was in 2013. We're still running it. I use it for what you would call probably more of your challenging hay fields
Right.
is what we use it for. And it works perfect for a lot of those.
Are they both the same
situations.
size or are they different?
They're both the same size.
Okay,
One's
so-
got a higher engine,
Yeah. I mean,
a more powerful engine.
right.
and the other
I'm
one
just
I-
looking out for your, I was just, you know, I thought about this after you talked to us 2 weeks
I know.
ago and I talked to Kurt a little bit about it and he thought, you know, that he kind of came up with the idea that maybe we ought to look at just trailering and one back and forth and save the town some money. So, you
I
know,
mean, and I might get to that. I probably would probably just continue and drive this into the ground. And then when it's done, I'll just leave it there. I mean,
well, you could realize if it has value now.
right.
at-
And that's
so-
why I was looking at it from
Right,
that
so
perspective is
I would sell it.
when we get rid of it, we usually replace it with another one. So that was
but-
my
yeah.
way of thinking.
Right.
Because of the value that they were giving it to us for the value that we paid for it.
Right.
And
So
I
if you-
totally understand what you're saying.
Right, if you advertise that for sale, that's a nice little tractor with a loader on it and a mid-mount mower. You might realize more for it than what they're telling you.
Oh, of course, they're going to turn around and sell.
Well,
it,
yeah,
so.
because we recently purchased a 24-horse mid-mount Coyote with a 60-inch deck and a detachable hydraulic, you know, bucket loader and paid almost 10 for it. So you could advertise that for 10. Take that money, put into your fund. That's, you know, and then you'd have that there. So when one of these others goes, you know, you could run those and then come get yourself into a rotation. I'm just trying to see how, you know, of efficient way, because if you had somebody mowing, you know, if you had to have these things were being done simultaneously, it might not be as good, but since you're love mowing so much.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm the only one that's
If you're,
doing it,
if you're
and
okay with
I
that,
don't see
that
that's
would be what I
changing.
would suggest.
It's just, for me, it was more of a, like it has been a convenience, but
Right.
before there were more than one person doing
Right,
it.
right.
So, and that's just a coordination part.
So.
Part of my,
committee.
yeah, well, so to that point, I mean, I hesitate to make decisions that are based on the personnel situation we have right now. Right now, Mike's doing all the mowing at both places. But that wasn't the plan going into the season and may or may not be the plan going forward, depending on how well this year goes, I guess, and what we do in our next budget.
But we still
Also,
have
I
two
know you-
mowers, Matt,
What's that?
but he still has two.
Just had two, one of
So
which
you could
is
always
sort of
have-
like
Well,
the
well,
the old brush mower that's getting used for rugged jobs.
I'm just saying we have two and buying a third mower, I don't think it's cost effective to Mike's budget to have the upkeep and maintenance of a third mower.
Well, which is another point is Mike's, we did talk about this and Mike's made the point that up until, with the exception of one recent event, the maintenance fortunately has been covered in-house.
Yeah.
He's learning to do a lot of it. Putting a lot of hours on these mowers. I don't know if you know the numbers on that, but I mean, there's a lot of grass
So
cutting.
there's a lot that we cut now that we never did before.
Right. That's why I'm saying if you get it, so if you figure, I don't know what the life of a zero turn is, but it ought to be 10 years, I would suggest.
Well, like I said, we're on the 2013 and
Yeah.
it's 2025, so it's
Right. So you
12
got 12
years.
years out of that.
So
That's the old one.
You might be better
that's
served.
the old one.
That was the new one.
The new one was 2023.
23. So they're 10 years apart, roughly
Yeah.
in purchase time.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is I feel would be better served taking the older mower and replace that next season and sell this mower in Center Rutland, replace the other one. Then you'll have a 23 and a 26, or you can get them, or even space them out a little more. So you get into replacing one every 5 years. One would be, they run them 10 years, replace one every 5 years or something.
Like I said,
think-
I'm open to a lot. This was more on what we had, and
Right.
like, I don't know, like Matt was saying, I don't know if I'm going to continue with that. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I
And
mean,
next
'cause
year, but
we
like I
had
say, if
somebody
you have
there,
to,
so.
that
It's
means-
not an urgent need. It was more like, okay, this could happen now. We got a decent price for it. That was my rationale.
That's
when that
just,
would
those are my thoughts.
Oh, no, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Totally appreciate
I
that.
would look at having two. That way you could hire, if you get, say we get a really miserable stretch of weather and you get way behind, you could always get somebody come and then you got two mowers and two people. But I just don't quite see it as being cost effective to have one over there just for that field. And we already have the trailer, so there's no additional cost. You could easily load it and move it. And I noticed that's what other rec departments do. They just move them field to field. So that's my suggestion.
We do have a motion on the floor. What's your pleasure at this point? And we have one select board member missing.
Not that this isn't a good price, okay? That's not, I'm not objecting.
I mean, things are only gonna become more expensive as they go, and like, I'm looking at it from a couple of different perspectives too, when I look at it, like the 2013, when that goes, we're not gonna get a lot of money for that.
No.
So that money right there, that 19,000 for the new one, when I trade it in with the let's say I would go on how you were doing, and if I did sell that and got 8, but running that as long as if they gave me $3,000 for it, then
Yeah.
I'm spending almost the same amount of money if I chase that kind of in a way too. That's my only looking at it from that way. Things are not going to get cheaper, because when we bought that 2013, I mean, maybe it was 12. I
Yeah, I
mean, we
understand.
know prices are
This
out of
is
control.
2015 John Deere.
Right, so he was talking the 2013 zero turn that we currently
Yeah,
have, that
so
will
two
be
of them,
replaced
Mary, are
eventually
zero
at some
turns.
point.
And
So-
one is a tractor. One's a loader.
So the one at Dewey over there is
Uh-huh.
a tractor with a underneath deck, a bucket on the front.
Is that
A
four-wheel-
removable
is
bucket.
that 4-wheel drive or 2?
It is 4-wheel drive. It is diesel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got it in 2015 when we replaced the one that was over there originally.
That's the one you would trade in.
That, yeah, because that's the one we would trade in.
The other,
But if you sold that and you got we'll say you got 8,000 and that went into your depreciation fund, when you go to trade the 13 in, you've got that 8,000. Yeah, the new one might be more than the 18,000 they're after now, but we would still be maintaining one less machine. And you would end up with two identical machines. And I think you could realize more than the 8 for it if you sold it yourself,
So-
advertise it for sale.
the other point I was gonna make about personnel earlier is, you know, the city's got a whole crew of people with, I assume, diverse skill sets. We have one guy
Right, but
who may be comfortable trailering, but I don't really want to make that
I
part
don't
of
think
the,
it's that,
I mean, it's probably not that big a
he's
deal.
not, he doesn't appear to be that he mechanically
But
challenged.
My point is, I'm
Well,
not
I'm
sure
okay
you
with
want to
different
make
with
that
it.
like a job requirement going forward, just because we made an equipment decision now when we've always had this particular piece of equipment at that field.
Yeah.
We're not really making a change.
We're not making a change, Matt, but we're spending money that I don't think we need to spend. Because one person right now can't run 3 mowers, and this, I'm not belittling Mike or anything, but you can't physically do 3 jobs. So even if we had to hire somebody, 2 mowers would be sufficient. I'm just thinking of a way to just make a little less maintenance, a little less expense, a little less depreciation expenditures down the road. And just because it's always been this way, doesn't mean it has to stay that way. That's my opinion. And like I said, that was Kurt and I had talked about this a little bit. I'm sorry he's not here tonight, but we had discussed this a little bit and we thought this might be a good way to go in just trailer one back and forth. Pretty easy to load, pretty easy to hitch down. We have the equipment, so we don't have to buy anything else. I didn't realize we already had the trailers. And that Ranger will handle that just fine.
Okay, we have a pending motion. What's your pleasure?
Well, you also
Right.
just handed us a capital thing that we haven't reviewed yet, so. And it's just raised another question, which is what was the plan with the Ranger ultimately, and is it used for what do you use that for?
Well, I use the Ranger when I can. I mean, I don't bring it back and forth to home. So if I drive there from home, then I pull it out of the garage. And like I was driving around in it today to pick up supplies and chemicals. So I do drive it. But you know, like I said, I drive to work and then if I have to, I hop in that and then drive around to get stuff.
Is that, what's the origin of the Ranger? I mean, is that something
It was
that
a
we
fire
would?
department.
It was a
vehicle
fire
that I
department.
Purchased in 2002, 3, 4. We used it for forest fires. The fire department decided to not replace it, but to keep one of the 350s.
So is that something that even makes sense to replace?
That Ranger right now would bring us probably, I think we paid $9,000 for it when we bought it. And if you advertise that for sale right now, you could probably get 10, 12. They're
20-year-old
hard to come
Ranger.
by. Those
They are.
4-door
It's only got,
Rangers
it's
are
only
like,
got 58,000 miles on it.
right. And it was
Okay.
maintained. It's like any fire department piece of equipment. They're well maintained, and then Mike got it. So there was just traded between departments.
Okay, so right now we have a 20-plus-year-old Ranger.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I mean, if it dies, is there any reason
We-
why we would be replacing that truck?
Well, other than me using my personal truck, which I don't agree with. To
Well,
do-
that's, well.
you know what
to
I mean?
do
So we're at
That's
that
my
point, like,
question, is
at
what do
some
you-
What are
point-
your plans for the Ranger when it does die?
Wait, can I interject here? I mean, we've made the fire department come up with a vehicle replacement schedule for the trucks. We made the police department come up with a vehicle replacement schedule for the cruisers. And now we're tossing pickup truck with mower with, you know, I'm not seeing a replacement schedule, and I think I'd really like to see that.
Okay, yeah, so on part of my plan, which you do not have yet, because I just shared it with committee, which I went through first, and it's still being created, is replacement of equipment,
Okay,
i.e. the Ranger. Like, at what point Do I hang on to that Ranger and keep using that Ranger? Yes, it is a 20-year-old vehicle. Yes, it doesn't really go out in the wintertime. It sits inside. So, but if I'm hauling stuff around left and right, and how much money am I going to continue to put into it,
Is it
being that
costing
it
you
is
much?
old? Hmm?
Have you had any maintenance issues with it to speak of since you've taken over it?
Yeah, I spent, we spent probably $800 or $900 on it so far for the shifting column.
Yep.
And when it got inspected, needed a brand new catalytic converter. It'll eventually need shocks and
Oh,
yeah. What
Any
have you,
maintenance, yeah.
stuff
But
like
you
that.
you kind of grew into a piece of equipment. that
Right,
you
I
didn't
was
plan-
gifted
Yeah,
a piece
you-
of equipment
And now
because
you're-
I would be driving around in my truck, so I was forward
Okay,
thinking in my
back
plan.
to,
Yep,
back to.
I know we're wasting time.
I would feel a whole lot more comfortable if I saw the replacement schedule from the
Sure.
rec department.
So I think it was my motion, right? So
It was your motion.
I guess I would be, in light of all this conversation, the reason I brought this up is because are we talking about maintaining a truck so that we can now
Yes.
tow a trailer, right? So
Right.
I guess I'd like to go back to committee again and talk in holistically about the capital, replacement schedule. So we're talking about these things together because I think they're joined.
Yeah.
So-
And when we did
So
buy
that
that Ranger,
sounds like a motion to table. Is that what
Yeah,
it
that's
is?
fine.
what that would be. Yeah.
Perfectly okay.
Sharon, is that a second?
Sure.
Okay, so motion's been made and seconded to table discussion on this. So Bill, this needs to be added to the next, or at least down the bottom in case the committee wants to take it off the table at our next meeting.
I just have
Simi.
one question.
Okay?
We're talking about transferring it from one area to another. Whose truck are we using?
And that was part of,
no, it's
the
it's the
discussion.
Rex truck now.
Oh,
right.
Like
Yeah.
Right,
It
Mary?
does belong to the rec department.
okay,
It used to be the old fire truck,
okay, gotcha.
Yes.
not fire
It
truck,
was
the pickup.
traded-
truck.
You know, there was
Traded
no
hands
money
many
changed
times.
hands. It was just,
Gifted,
huh?
gifted.
Gifted from the fire
It was
department
gifted.
to rec. I mean, it's one town
need
pocket
to-
to the other town pocket.
Yeah.
But Mike's depreciation fund and Mike's whole rec thing never had a truck. So all of a sudden now we've got another thing. And it gives you greater flexibility, but it also creates
Okay,
some
we're gonna,
expenses. So,
we need to vote on tabling.
Sure.
Okay. All in favor of tabling this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0.
Okay.
All right.
The next thing that we talked about was the replacement doors over at Dewey in the bathroom. So long story short, called two different people. One person really didn't get back to me and then did get back to me and then didn't give me any idea on a price or a timetable. Whereas the other person I got in touch with and said I wasn't happy with the quote and they re-quoted to do everything for the doors, which is I'm not gonna mention name, but right now, just as far as the discussion. So we talked about that and replacing those doors because they need to be replaced. They are going to be an issue, and then the boys over there are gonna have to take care of why people are breaking in and using those bathrooms over there. So this has been going on for a couple of months. And we talked about the quote that you have in front of you, until you mentioned that nice little thing beforehand, which also could, if I provide doors, I mean, that's a possibility.
or we could maybe put them ourselves. I don't know. I need to know what size the doors you're placing. And this doesn't tell
Yeah,
us that information.
I don't know. That would be going over and measuring the size of the doors.
So because I think that was off the record, I think that happened before the meeting.
It did.
It's
We
just a,
discussed
yeah, go ahead, Joe.
so when the public safety building was built, 9 doors were delivered that weren't right for the building.
Brand
And
new?
brand new, on a skid. And there was some other work that had to be done and I was there and Gary said, if you want them, take them because the manufacturer won't take them back. The town was not charged, VMS was not charged. They just provided the right doors. So I took them home and I have 9 doors. They're metal. I think some were for the police side of the thing, so they might even be heavier. Some, but there's 9 doors, so we have the potential to have 2 doors that might work. Getting them put up would have, I just think that $6,181.88 for 2 doors is an awful lot of money. And the fact that you could only get one person to bid on this also bothers me. So the town does have the right to refuse any and all bids or quotes, so I think we should, I know they need to be done and we need to get it done. Does this have a expiration date? Do you know?
No, I told the group that the person that they tabled it until we would talk about it at this meeting, and then I would get back to them whether it was a yay or a nay.
Okay,
This does say all quotes proposals are valid for 30 days, and this was July 28th that it was generated. So we've got until August 28th. Yeah.
So
I just think maybe we ought to just do a little research. If we have a couple, those doors don't have windows, so, and we could get locked, maybe we have what you need right there and it would just be maintenance or, you know, cost of labor to put them up.
I mean, I can
like me to
find
look-
out what the
I
door
can
size,
Work with you to look into this?
I can work with that group because they are also the lock and all that stuff, which
Right,
needs to all be consistent with our locks
right,
that we have in the rec, which are all the same key system.
right. Yep.
So
So
we have this quote, and it sounds like we may be generating another quote that's for, no, the installation and the lock on
This-
our own provided doors if they fit.
well, who's going to do that? The installation and the lock and all
Oh,
that?
I
That's
thought
the
you were
question.
saying this group.
No,
would do it.
what I would potentially do is if the doors are the size, I could ask this group that you have in front of you, I say, I have these brand new doors. They fit the size.
Right.
Can you put them in with and then that would reduce the price because we're not
Right.
paying for the doors.
They
So
may or-
So,
I
they
can go
may or
back to
not.
them if the doors are the size.
And I don't
That's
know
what
if
I'm
these
saying.
are,
yeah, that's kind of what I said.
Oh, okay,
too.
I thought
Yeah.
you.
I don't know
We
if these are a
misunderstood.
pre-hung door. I'm assuming this is a pre-hung door with the casings and the whole setup.
No, there is no casing required. It's doors.
Just the doors.
That's
is all
why the
they put?
price went back down because we went back and they were like, no, you don't need the frame.
Okay,
Okay.
so that, and you don't know what's on there for doors now, do you? If they're
Metal doors are on
But
there
are
now.
they 3-hinge doors or are they,
I
that
couldn't
don't-
remember if they were 3. I'm assuming they're 3, but
I'm gonna go look tomorrow.
Okay.
I can go
So
look when I run over.
do we all agree that that we kind of put this on next meeting's agendas to give Joey and Mike the chance to see what size those doors are that
Yeah,
we've
if
got
we have
sitting
2
there for
doors, it's
free.
brand new doors.
Yeah.
There's no sense buying brand new
Okay.
doors.
I just
have a
don't know
problem
what
with
the
that at all.
size is and whether this.
And
will
that's
work.
fine.
And if,
Bill, the next meeting,
Thank you.
that'll be the 26th, so this will still be good.
Mhm. green folder?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
No, that's fine.
Put
If
it
we
down
have
the
doors.
bottom.
Yeah, I'm just trying
need
to-
pay for
yeah.
doors.
And maybe I'm out of touch with reality here, but that just, I know this is the locks, the labor, this is everything.
That's why I went the first time, like, this is,
Yeah, you go by a door and you're thinking,
Hmm.
and they're like, well, the doors are very expensive. So, I mean, it would be interesting to see what the doors were cost that they ate the doors that you have and how much those doors were.
yeah.
Would be interesting to see what they
And
cost.
From what I understood, the manufacturer said it would cost more to get those 9 doors shipped back than they were worth. So they just ate the.
Hmm.
And
or
they
if it's
sent the
scrap
9
metal
items.
perhaps, but we put a bathroom door on and it cost us an absurd amount of money. So
Yeah.
And they'll have, these are
Surprised
not,
by it.
Yeah.
they'll need to be painted, but that's not the end of the world either.
Okay, and then I don't think, the only thing we talked about was I did show them, my capital plan for the next 5 years going forward for them to look at and we can review and add to what I wanted to put of what I've already added to it. If you ever want, I can share it with Bill. I have my capital plans for the past 10 years, what was done and checked off on all those boxes. I can share that with Bill. If I haven't already, I'll do it again. And then we talked about prices for next year at the pool
Okay.
as far as increasing non-resident prices substantially.
Anything else that we should be voting on this evening?
Nope.
Okay. Any questions for the rec director?
I beat them up enough. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, thanks very much.
No problemo. Oh, here's your pencil back.
All right, Dave Sears, Town Road Commissioner.
You ordering breakfast?
Takes you where it takes you, right?
Good evening.
Evening.
I don't really have a lot because East Pittsford Road and Ruth Avenue got paved and we've spent the last 3 weeks there. We did Ruth Avenue yesterday, got that done. And we probably got another day up on East Pittsford Road. We had to relocate all the mailboxes, edges, driveways, on and on. And it was rather warm, just in case nobody happened to notice. So we got that. The coding thing that you wanted to talk about, Mary?
Yes, so that ties into, and Bill wasn't here for the little flurry, but after you, after you left, there was an email from, yeah, no, wait a minute, let me make sure I've got the right one.
Otter
We'll
Creek.
start with Wenzel Carrington and the easement up on Town Line Road. And there was, everything was pretty much ready to go. We needed to approve as a town the payment of the agreed upon sum of $15,000. And we will be reimbursed some from the League of Cities and Towns. So the question was what fund, and Kari's on, so we can check with her, what fund that money should come out of. So the check could be cut. You remember there was some urgency because these folks were moving.
Right.
Right. So we wanted to get everything in place, right?
Did we get all their signatures and all that
I
paperwork?
do believe we did. I've got
All the
the
signatures
easement
possible.
deed and I've got, and it's, the settlement agreement is signed by the town as well as them, and they've signed the easement deed and the transfer tax return has been done. So I think that is now all set. I can give you the paperwork that I have. Kevin Brown sent it to the League of Cities and Towns to request our share of the reimbursement. Now, $15,000, Kari, flagged this appropriately and said, what account do we take the money out of? And because we really wanted to get the check cut and we didn't have a chance to have this meeting first, I said, find something in highway. And we ended up with, I think it was your engineering account.
Oh, good, because that's hardly over budget.
Right. So with the understanding we were going to come to the board at our next meeting, which is now, and tell the board that this was a temporary measure and we would be receiving half of that money back anyway. And it really should come out of not that fund, but another fund. So am I explaining this okay, Kari? I think, okay, here she comes.
Yeah, you explained it exactly how we
Okay.
discussed it.
Okay, so there is the capital fund,
That would be a logical place.
that would be a logical place.
So it'll be roughly 7,500 coming back from the League of Cities in town, and the remaining 7,500 would come out of the capital improvement.
And that sounds like a motion to me.
I'll make that as a motion.
Okay. Okay, motion is made and seconded. This is just to clear up the housekeeping. 7,500 back from the League of Cities and Towns, combined with 7,500 from the capital fund will cover the $15,000 check that we're writing. And so we will not drain your
Let's go back into it.
engineering fund.
Well, it's already drained, but we'll
Okay.
move on from there.
not
It won't
by
be
us.
as big a goose egg.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded. Are people clear on the motion, what we're doing? Okay. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So the motion is 4 in favor and 1 abstain. Okay. That
Mary,
takes
this-
care of this bill. This is going in your, even if you already have it, it's going in the green folder.
all together, yep.
Okay.
So that clears up our association with these folks as far as we know.
As far as we know.
And
Um,
hopefully that the new owner will understand what they're buying and what they got.
Well, if that's why we wanted to get it in and recorded in the town clerk's office.
Okay.
So.
I mean, this has been going on for quite a while, and
Exactly. And the reason this mess came up was because former road commissioner thought he had an agreement with the landowner and the landowner died.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
So we want to make sure this time everything is appropriately in place.
So the next
No.
box culvert's getting scrutinized real well, right? Very good.
Well, speaking of scrutinizing, you will recall that you folks authorized me to sign the Casella construction contract for the South End Sewer Project.
Yep.
We got an
Contingent on
email
something.
as soon as Bill left, right? And contingent upon our
Right.
attorney okaying it, which
Right.
our attorney did do. And then we got an email from someone at Casella saying, hey, there's no attestation. Anyway.
Lawyer word.
What?
Lawyer word.
It's a lawyer word, and
What's
I
it mean?
question whether it's, they wanted a notary to sign to acknowledge my signature.
Okay, good.
So we got Kevin sent, Bill wasn't around, no fault of Bill. So we got it sent by Kevin, the signature page. I took it into Kari. I signed a blank in front of her as select board chair, and she, took my acknowledgement. So we're all set on that. That is also going in the green folder.
Does that need, anything need to happen with that?
Just put it all together so that we have a complete contract, which includes the attestation. So somebody someday doesn't say,
Does Casella has that?
it was
That
sent.
had to go to Otter Creek.
Yeah, that's right. It went to Otter
Otter
Creek.
Creek.
Otter Creek.
And I think were you copied on it?
Was.
Okay.
So it's gone where it needs to go. This is just for our records.
And the contract start date was July 15th anyway for the South End Sewer Project. I don't know where we are on that, but you might want to talk about it.
Well, so seeing how we're on the subject of easements, I don't remember if I mentioned this last time, but we have an easement from Days Inn.
Good.
That's done. And I had to chase down the new owners of the 474 Holiday Drive property, which is Sports Clips, AT&T, Miracle Air, that whole thing. I sent the guy an email. Bill and I kind of tag team this thing. And I sent him an email yesterday. He sent me an email back today with a bunch of questions that I sent off to Otter Creek Engineering, because it's like, what are the boundaries of the construction? How's it going to affect us and everything? So I sent that off this afternoon. I'm waiting to hear back from either Robert's going to reply to them directly, or he's just going to send me the stuff and I'll reply to him. So we're working our way there. The other one that is the owner of the property, that's Taco Bell and Hampton Inn, I've called them several times and I'm getting no reply. So I think we're gonna have to send some kind of a letter in the mail or something. They're in Florida. So this is going to be some transaction, but so we're moving forward with that anyway. I asked Robert in the email, where are we with the state permit? Because I haven't heard anything about that. I know it was submitted. I just haven't heard anything. So
As far as you know, they were on board with.
as far as I know, they weren't gonna buck it at all.
No.
That I know.
Okay.
I know probably the boring company is the most crucial part of this, so I don't know do we know anything about their scheduling? And
I don't, because we're waiting to get this contract thing back to Casella, and I haven't heard anything about that. But with us having the Days in, and we're only gonna go to the green belt between 7 and
Right.
Cop John, we can actually get that going as soon as they're ready to go, and we just gotta work on these other two pieces to pull it all together on the
So they can
backside.
put the sleeve across
And at
and
least
get
the
that
sleeve
portion
across,
done. And
yeah.
from Route 7 across the green area and Cop John Drive, that's all open cut.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So at some point, we'll probably have to put something out there that Cop John Drive is, once you know dates when it's going to be closed.
Yep.
Because there's going to be a lot of, that one afternoon you had.
It's not really gonna be an issue, because there's gonna be equipment everywhere and you're not gonna be able to get down there anyway.
No.
They're gonna have a
And-
hole in
and
the
there's-
road as big as this room.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And then the one other thing that you had mentioned was where to take the 30K from the engineering of this.
Right.
So Kari had mentioned it to me. She sent me an email about it. So I know we're kind of marginal, maybe possibly on the money in the sewer fund for this. So it's been, that 30K has come out of my engineering line, and I'm kind of okay with that for now. And if we come in short of maxed out on the sewer fund, then we can just recode it then. But I really don't want to take it out of there now. And then we come up 25 grand short on the sewer fund.
You don't want to take it out of,
Out of sewer.
okay,
We'll just leave it where it is. And when we get to that point, if there's money left in the sewer fund, then we'll just,
okay. Because logically, that is associated with a sewer project.
it is,
So
yeah.
it certainly could.
I
come out of
agree.
it.
And I think that's where it should come from, but just to a
But if
little,
Make sure
little
there's enough.
$30,000 insurance policy.
But if it ain't there, it's gonna be hard to take it out of it.
Be tough,
Yeah.
be a little bit tough.
Kari, are you okay with that for the time being?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
We got a plan.
we got a plan. All right. So
Hopefully
we
they'll-
depleted, we were gonna get that money out of that fund anyway, one way or the other.
Yeah,
So-
one way or another, it's coming there. But
Yep. Okay.
And then the only other one last thing I have is I'm working on the spray thing. Plug your ears if you'd like. To answer your question, the 2,4-D is the application rate is 0.66 pints per 1.33 acres. I got to put a whole lot of it more together, but I got that information today, so I wanted to pass that along because then you can let that gestate.
Anvil and 2,4-D.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
No, that doesn't, and it, I think parsnip is quite susceptible to herbicides.
It is, and I
Except for the seed, as you said.
Right, the killer is,
it
and,
doesn't
and
kill
this
everything.
this is gonna be the ongoing dilemma and problem, is anything that's not sprayed on private property. One plant goes to seed and it's got several hundred things. About 10% of those will germinate, and that will last up to 3 years.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
you know, so this
And
is.
my field mower broke as I was cleaning up one area with poison
Right,
parsnips. So,
and I will just put this out there for anybody. Once it goes to seed.
Yep.
Leave it alone. Cause if you go mow it, now it's on your mower and you bring it with you and you leave it everywhere you go. So this is a voice of,
Yeah, I bet.
yeah, experience. I make it.
It's like milfoil on your boat.
Yeah, so anyway, but.
We actually did look at another option that was not a herbicide. We were looking at a steam machine.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem with that is it will kill the upper portion, but it will not get into the ground and kill the taproot.
Right.
Which goes down
You
to,
ever pulled one out?
no,
When I pull them out of the field, because I try not to let that spread. So if you get them before they go to seed, it looks like a parsnip or carrot, right? It has a root about that long.
Yeah.
If you cut them to kill them, you have to cut them 3 inches below the surface. You have to dig down and cut them off to kill them. If you cut them at ground level when they're green and not flowered out, they just grow back.
the steamer won't affect the taproot. It'll leave it there. So the information that we got was you would have to use throughout a summer season, you would have to spray 10 to 12 times. Yeah, that's just to keep it here. And it's gonna come up in the spring. So that's kind of not really an option.
I
No.
don't believe it grows back from the root though. So once that plant dies, then the ones that come up the next year only come from the
Yeah,
seeds.
so it's an annual.
It comes from this, they don't
Yeah,
grow
so
from
it's
the
an
roots.
annual.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
you can check with Brad at Laws, cause he's
Yeah.
got this Bible, and so I sat with him and asked him how to get rid of this. And he read page after page and with you, and that's why I knew the Banville and 2,4-D words on it. But
So we shouldn't be doing anything this year anyway, because it's.
No,
all
it's- it
season.
No, we
don't.
won't this year. It's too
No.
late now by the time we get this all put
you would
together.
have
it'd
to
be too
spray
late.
it in the spring.
Gotta do it in the
I
spring
think
and
though,
then-
once you kill,
They said once they come up and they get the leaves on them, you
Yeah.
gotta let them get up a
foot
foot
high.
or something.
Yeah.
And then spray them. That'll knock them back. And then they're gonna come with, the next generation's gonna come behind them. And then you gotta spray them again, probably in the fall. So it'll be like a spring fall thing.
you watch, yeah.
Or
they'll
late
go back.
summer.
So we sprayed a hayfield. I had it sprayed the middle of May. They killed it off pretty good, and then we harvested the field. And then we did double duty because we were trying to get rid of the milkweeds. So
Oh,
I had
yeah.
it sprayed again about this time last year. And it did kill the parsnip, but the milkweeds, you can't kill them. They're back.
They don't
That's
like
a-
butterfly.
Butterflies
Oh
like.
my God, somebody's again, I mean, once you get milkweeds in it, and the milkweeds on the roadside wouldn't bother me. In the hayfield, they
Right.
drive you nuts, but the parsnip is just, and the problem
It does grow from the roots.
it does?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to kill the
Brad-
roots. It's
Brad's-
a biannual.
Oh,
Okay. Well, Brad
All right.
steered me wrong.
all right, that's, so
Okay.
that's, anything else for our road commissioner or from our road commissioner? Now that we've
Did you see that
restored
thing that
you
you did? I
lots
don't
of
even
money.
bent your finger back, like,
Wow. So I know it's a little ways away, Dave, but, salt thing for winter. I know you're not even thinking about this when it's
I am
93
actually thinking about it. but
93
that's because
degrees and whatever. I didn't know
rain
if
is warped,
you
but I
were
think
thinking
we can
about,
I'm looking at doing white salt and spraying it ourselves.
you're going to try that again?
Yep. And I have already talked to Cargill and asked them, instead of giving us a price for treated, just give us a price for white. And that should save us 10, 12 bucks a ton.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Is it,
One is treated and one is the treated salt has a magnesium
Okay,
spray on it already. That's
Okay.
like, it's that bluish green color.
Yep.
It lowers the working point down. They say 0, but I don't buy that. I think it's pretty good down to 4 or 5, but you get down below 0, nothing really works.
Whatever became of the brine stuff, is that no longer a thing?
It's a thing, and it's really, really great for parking lots. The problem with it is there's a bunch of problems with it, but you almost need a chemist or somebody to just mix brine. It has to be at a specific gravity. If you miss the gravity low, it freezes to ice. And if you mix it too high, the salt falls out. It can't hold it. So then you end up with water,
which freezes?
which is freezes. And to do our sections, they take anywhere from an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes. And in that time, you don't have time to get back. So the snow piles up and then it gets away from you and you can't catch up. Brine is very, very tricky. It's great for parking lots. Belden uses it for GE. They station 2 trucks at GE, both plants, and they both have brines and they just drive around. And there's never a flake of snow.
So you're saying it takes that long to apply the brine as opposed to what's it take with white salt?
Well, it's the same, because you still got to drive the same road. You got to drive the same amount. You still got to plow.
Well, I
and
thought
the
you
whole
were
thing.
saying it was slower to apply.
No. It's you can't, the salt will kind of sit there and melt and kind of spread and do its thing where the brine hits and the snow gets into it and it just starts to dilute and it starts to run off and you lose that heat factor, I guess.
So it's not effective.
The state isn't using it. The state spent millions putting brine machines together in all of their plant and all of their facilities, and they don't use it. That tells you something.
Hmm.
And they hired chemists. They hired like kids out of college that, degrees in chemistry to do this stuff. I mean, they got a lot of money into it and they don't do it.
Cause you can actually make the roads worse if that.
Make the
if
words
that
roast.
formula
And then
is
you
off.
can't catch up.
Yeah.
Once they turn to ice, you're done. You're out.
And then you gotta go to salt.
Then you got to go to salt.
And if you're not prepared,
And if you're not prepared, and that's, and trying to salt ice is
I
It's not
just
fun.
thought about this because last year we had that issue, but a lot of that was the cold weather in the south and all those rail cars of salt went south instead of north and we were struggling, so.
And at the time, we didn't have a price for white salt, so Cargill would not sell us white salt until the very end of the season when they ran out of the
They
treated
couldn't
salt.
get
They
anything
couldn't
else.
get it,
Yeah.
and all you could get was white. That's when we got white. But they've got white and treated, and everybody around wants treated. So we got
Okay,
first dibs on white.
right.
You still have all the equipment to do it, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, any other questions for the road commissioner? Okay,
All right.
thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Evening.
Yep.
Ed Dumas, Town Police Chief.
There's nobody here and we're gonna be here all night. The room cleared after these guys got talking to them earlier. They all went.
Pay no attention.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How's it going?
It's fine. Thanks for helping out with the Coeur d'Alene Road situation, so.
You're welcome. You know, it's funny, when they were started talking, I was thinking, now Dave's maintaining that pretty good, but Dave wasn't on the chopping block tonight.
Different issue.
So I got I'll go with
Yes.
this one first. The local one that we do every time,
The 2-pager or the thicker one?
the thicker one.
Right.
I didn't count how many calls we had here altogether, 196 for
But
the,
that includes traffic stops.
but that includes a lot of traffic stops.
So what happened in Tinmouth?
Tinmouth?
Did I miss something in the news?
I'll look it over and
What?
see.
Here?
Did Jimmy?
Well, I'm looking at this pie chart.
Probably, I suspect it was,
Oh,
Officer Placus probably got called.
Oh.
So he, Rooster and him get called.
Oh. So when he is called,
Appears he got called a lot.
yeah, are we reimbursed? Do we get something back?
Mutual aid.
No.
Yeah,
We were having this conversation today in the office about how low canine numbers are for teams in the state right now. Used to be, there were 4 to 5 teams in Rutland County alone, and right now there's two. There's Officer Placus and then there's Rutland Cities.
Yep.
State police don't even have dogs right now. So he's getting a lot of phone calls that
really,
somebody's going to, obviously, and
from the stadies?
Stadies, Sheriff's Department,
Right.
city.
Can we do some swapping here?
So
I mean, you know, we want the stadies to cover some things and they just put stuff on hold and then it comes to your answering machine and you have to deal with it, but they want Rooster too. So,
I have a lot of confusion about these pie charts.
okay.
Maybe I shouldn't be paying too much attention, but these numbers are numbers of calls.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just, the total number of the top 5 calls doesn't appear to correspond in any way to the top 5 areas. If you added those up, I don't think it's a much smaller number.
So this.
I guess it's just because it's top 5 and not total. So there's a lot of small. Well, so
So
you get
we
a 9
take
on
and
there
use,
for the.
we use Valcor. We put Ted puts it into this, things we want to highlight. And this is what it
This
spits
is
out
what it
as.
spits out for me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it adds up to more like 114, I guess, that are the town and that, so this is telling us that we had 65 calls related to Tinmouth? Is that what that means?
No. So it's a different blue. Rutland Town South is a darker.
Is it better than mine?
blue than it is.
And we
Okay,
adjust that.
I
so
see
we
that
can.
now.
I have no control over the colors. But the darker blue is Rutland Town South, which is the south end,
Okay,
and then
well,
the
that makes
light
more
blue
sense.
Mhm.
is Tinmouth. I don't know why it's saying.
All right, well, there's that corresponding blue over on the left is animal, well, I guess doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no, it's.
I didn't see, when I skimmed through here, I didn't see the Tinmouth thing to show up, but maybe I missed it because it's.
I don't know, and there are also times when it will pop in no value. And I'll go back through and I'll try to figure out what no value is, and I can't figure out what it means by no value.
Yeah, you got 3 no values if you go to.
Yeah,
Oh, the
and I
last
go
2
back through
pages.
the cases and I try to figure out, is it a coding error? Did we do something wrong on a charge or what?
Yeah.
And I can't figure it out.
Okay, well, yeah.
So, yeah,
And I'm still waiting on a response from the barracks commander on bringing their monthly stats as well. So I know with committee, we had talked about wanting both ours and the state police to have a better reflection.
Mhm.
Still waiting on a response from the state police.
Terms of types of calls, has the proportion of traffic stops gone up relative to thefts and not? Or is this pretty much typical proportions?
Summertime, spring, summer, fall, when, especially when JP's back, traffic stops go up a lot.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He does traffic stops. Okay.
Can he sit up across the street from that house and traffic there for a while?
I think it's gonna be an all department venture moving
Might be
forward.
wild.
We're all.
As that goes to, I know with the canine thing and the resource management, it's like great if we can, if we're helping other people, but if we have some that's getting neglected, then it becomes
Yep.
an issue.
Yep. VSP is pretty good about helping us. I have nothing bad to say. If it's something that can be, they're busy and it's,
Manchester?
they may call a retail theft that happened 45 minutes ago. They want to report it. Person's long gone. So they're not going to send a trooper down there to take a retail theft that they're not going to do anything about. They just want to report it. So they'll give it to us. What's that?
We sent the dog down to Manchester?
He never made it. But yeah, they requested a canine because he was the closest on the board,
Yeah.
but they were able to talk their way into the car before he actually went.
Okay. So there aren't, I'm sort of going through, what did I find? 3, 4 canine assists. All right. So it doesn't seem huge. There's one. That one in Manchester, there's 2 in Rutland City and 1 in Clarendon. I mean, I don't mind the ones close in. Manchester?
You
Yeah, I
don't get to
guess
pick and choose. They looked at the board and they said, can you send us the closest dog? And then
Car was probably on the way here.
Jimmy was the closest dog and Jimmy's like, I mean, I can go if they really need me, but they were able to talk their way into.
There
the car, I
must be
guess.
dogs in Manchester.
They had one and for whatever reason, they no longer have one.
Well, they won't if we're covering for them. So, yeah. So at some point, just keep an eye on that because at some point, why should we be the only ones subsidizing this particular service for, close in, I don't mind so much.
Yep.
Further away,
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Probably what happened in Brandon too, right? They'd had it for a while and they went, that was expensive.
That officer went to Middlebury PD
Yeah.
and took the dog with him.
Took the dog, okay.
So that's why Brandon doesn't have one anymore either.
Because to reboot it, I mean, which
A lot of money
in some
unless,
sense you're doing every time you get, and when dog dies, you got to retrain it. The new one, which
Yep.
we've seen what that involves. So it's-
Yep.
Alrighty, what else have you got?
So then we go to the,
Yeah,
2 sheets. And as you see, if you look at the very top line, guess we're back to 2021 with numbers for this particular month. It's since the hotel got shut down for vouchers, things have gone down. They haven't gone down to COVID
Right.
times for sure. I don't know if it ever will because there's so many homeless people living in the woods around in the
Yeah.
south end.
yeah.
I know we've had a lot of problems at the Diamond Run Mall. We're really
Yeah, I
hoping
saw the
that
tents
can-
up there. I drive up around occasionally. Yeah.
We're hoping that gets torn up sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think the mall people are just kind of. We had an email chain going on. Officer Perkins, what do you want us to do? We had somebody ripping down the light poles, aluminum. Light pole, get about $60 worth of metal off it. Local guy saw it, was concerned, called us, said, hey, they're selling these to us. I think they're coming from Diamond Run Mall. We go down there, yep, a whole bunch are missing. Officer Perkins got a hold of the mall people, had a big email chain. Yes, do something, stop that, this and that. And then he said, nail them on the wall. What do you want us to do? Are you going to prosecute? Are you going to have somebody give a statement saying that and then wait a couple days and it comes back. Give them a trespass notice if you can identify them. That was it.
And Bill sent that information to the mall owners when we had,
Yes.
They were all part of that.
They're all
Yeah.
part of that email chain.
I was in on it, their
Yep.
property manager.
are they
HR.
doing anything?
No.
All right.
Unless you
Well,
got
they-
24/7 armed guards up there, there's no way of stopping it.
They're in the woods. It's just, yeah. I'll tell you, is that officers in the city and other areas are gonna just go south of the city, go in the woods someplace and they'll leave you alone. That's pretty much.
Well,
If these guys are going to fence the property and thus
mhm.
they're identified,
We identified
need
them,
to
I know who it is. I had photographs and everything else, and they said, yeah, just give them a trespass notice.
but it's
Why
not,
do we want to waste our time?
well,
Give me, it's a waste of
okay.
time.
but it's
It
not
is a
up to
waste of
them,
time.
right? I mean, it's crime regardless of whether they,
We have to have a victim.
We have to have a victim.
And if we don't have a victim on paper, we don't have a victim.
If they don't
if
care
they're not
that
gonna
no one
supply
stole
us-
their stuff, then if they don't care, why should we care? Is it against the law? Yes. Could I charge them, do all the affidavits, write them up there? Yep. But
probably, my suggestion would be, because that probably won't be the last thing they do, they'll move on to somebody else next.
Mhm.
So if we get them on this one, why don't we get them on this one? That'd be my thinking, but.
you should go to the legislature and make them change the law back so we can do something about this.
Yes,
And put them in jail.
somebody needs to do something.
So
but-
you literally can't prosecute unless they sign some piece of paper that
yes,
they
They
won't
have to
sign.
sign a sworn statement to us saying that they did not give permission to these people to vandalize their property and then sell it.
They won't do that. Why would they not? I mean,
I don't know.
Nobody wants to take the time. They don't. It's
Sign a
done.
piece of
And
It's
they
over. It's
want
garbage.
us to take the time to police when their Act 250 permit requires them to do the policing up there.
I agree.
That's the problem. So, I'm back to,
I mean, you realize how much time they're being asked to describe how they're gonna keep the dust and the noise down up there when they tear the stupid thing down, but I mean, come on, sign the piece of paper.
yeah, really.
It's a paragraph.
The dust and the noise would be a minor inconvenience for a few weeks. And this isn't going to go away, but it's going to at least lessen it. And you won't see this go away until the store is built and there's an actual presence there.
Well, that
Then-
may
then-
be, but they do have
Right, I know
a
that.
requirement.
I know that.
And they are unresponsive when we're doing the work that
And-
they're supposed to be providing. So I'm really quite annoyed at that.
I think that
Let's
sometimes,
see if we can get a stronger letter put together. Bill, I'm looking at you
Absolutely.
with
you know, Mary,
Kevin and
You
just
have- you
remind
have the
him.
email chain, right?
I was on it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so
the-
you
the-
probably kept it from me because you knew I'd be pissed.
the thing is, when they came
Doesn't take
here,
much. I mean,
we would bend over backwards to support
Uh-huh.
what they're doing,
Mhm.
everything they're
Mhm.
doing. And I think that they have dropped their end of it,
Well,
big time.
speaking, just a quick update, I did receive notice of a filing today from the mall that they have added, in responding to the second incomplete letter they got. This is the notice from the Act 250 folks. We need more information before we can give you a permit to demolish. They did post 8 more pieces of information, a demolition equipment list, an air permit, and so on. So they did just today respond to that second incomplete letter. So, again, it's not us.
Right.
And we're just waiting. They are moving along, maybe slower than we'd like, but we sure did our part. So
Yeah.
let me talk with Bill and maybe we'll set up a phone conversation with Kevin, see if there's a more sharply worded letter we can do and just get some help
I think you'll
here.
find that template in the folder labeled grams, nasty. I'm not sure you need Kevin's input for that, but
I can do,
Happy to
but
read
I
the
haven't
draft.
seen the emails, but
And I mean,
let's try this again.
I've been talking with Deldens because,
Yeah.
well, I may have there may be some stuff we can provide them when they get to so,
Okay,
and what their plans are with the material and what they're going to do up there. So, they're,
good
they're
to
kind of-
secure their stuff when they're up there.
well, they were talking about
Yeah, we should let them not
Yeah.
Yeah.
These same
But
people
some-
were probably in
but-
one of the 16 calls to Hannaford's.
Well, they're afraid to store materials up there
Mhm.
because they figure it'll either be burnt or removed.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe as far as lamp posts getting, well, the local person said, we're not taking any more steel from them.
Okay.
So that seemed to solve the problem.
Okay.
Maybe they have to have a permit to take down the light posts from.
Yeah,
active duty?
these people are in violation of the permit because they're
They're doing demolition
right,
without a permit.
Right, that's right. However,
It was, seemed to me they got rid of the lamp posts, so that would end this problem. We could kill a lot of birds with the same stone
I
and
was
just let them tear the place
sitting here
down.
thinking, where were they when we needed them down at Dewey Field? But
Yeah.
no, it's
Well, those were wood, Mary. They didn't have any value.
There would be no money in that.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, so I think two more things. One is, Ted has been on the phone, emailing the state, as far as getting APHIS machine up and running. We're waiting on one.
So we got the static IP address in. Everything, I have internet to the machine. I go into the machine. Okay, can't log in. So I call the company and they say, okay, do this. They forgot to add our login. I'm like, okay, so I log right in. I'm thinking, hallelujah, I'm in. And then this kid remotely does some stuff and he's like, you're not talking to VCIC, the state fingerprint database. So I call VCIC, who directs me to state IT, who then says, oh, that's because we haven't given you permissions yet. And here's a laundry list of stuff you have to do. And so I asked, because they got to get Pat involved now. And I asked state, I'm like, how come this wasn't told to me 4 months ago when I bought the machine? Like, hey, you bought the machine. Here are the internet requirements. Oh, we don't know. We don't talk that. You know, they're VCIC, we're IT. I'm like, you're the same building. You're probably on the same floor. So I finally got the contact person today. So I'm going to reach out to
They gave the
them.
name, but they didn't give any.
Originally,
way
they
to-
gave me a name,
But no way to get a hold of them.
but this afternoon they finally said, oh, you're right. You weren't in those emails. Here's the email chain with the contact. And so I hit my head on my desk and saw it was 5 o'clock and came here.
Because we were easier to deal with.
So
Get answers at least when you come here. You might not like the answers, but you get answers.
So Pat worked on this form and he and I talked yesterday because he asked me what's going on. I said, I don't know. I haven't heard back from state yet. So I have to call Pat now. I will do it on my end because it's supposed to be done remote. But at the end of the day, if something major happens, I'll call Pat.
Okay.
But that's my next step.
Okay.
We'll keep you posted.
Well, we just signed a fingerprint policy for hiring of folks for rec, so.
Yeah.
Now's
And,
the time
and
to
he's
get
about
checked.
ready, so.
It's all
you-
gonna come up clean right now. You
Exactly.
wouldn't even
By the
know.
way, so that being said, so I should wait because that's part of the process. So
Yeah, we have
Well-
nothing right now, so.
Well, it just
Well,
means
they-
they'd have to go to
have
city
to go
or for
somewhere
the
else.
city.
Yep.
Or state, whatever. whoever's
Oh,
doing
the
it.
state does them, city and sheriff department.
The city, we just covered we sent Rooster twice. They should be able to do some free fingerprinting for us. Just saying, no, really, mutual aid. Yep. Okay,
The other thing is, the 2014 Dodge Charger, we got all the stuff torn out of it. I know somebody who takes cars and flips them. It was a mechanic and he was very interested in purchasing the Dodge Charger. We had the place over in West Rutland to give us what,
1,100.
1,100 for it.
1,100?
Yep.
It's because it has
The holes in the
holes in the frame.
frame,
Oh,
So it can't be inspected.
right?
that's
It's a setback.
went through that with my son.
So I guess, we need permission to sell them, I guess, at this point in time.
Technically, it's not inspectable. Right.
Yeah.
That's why you had to get rid of it.
Right.
So that's why, I mean, it was up to be replaced anyways, but it just kind of reinforced it when we couldn't inspect it. So I called Copart over here and I said, here are the issues with it. And they got back to me with, we can give you 1,100.
All right, and you've got a better offer from someone else?
at least the same. I'll talk to him, probably give us a little better.
All right.
Let it go to the highest
As
bidder.
is where, yeah,
I would, can we call like one other place just to make sure we're in the right?
yeah.
I guess you could call
Call Browns.
Brown
Yeah,
salvage.
there you go.
Because that'd be
So-
the only one who would want it.
Do we need to take like a vote to authorize them to sell it to the highest bidder? I'll make
Motion's
that
made
motion that we allow the
Second.
PD to
and
sell the
seconded. 2014 Charger?
2014 car charger for whoever gives you the most money for it.
All right.
But they don't have to, you don't have to put it in paper.
No,
It's just-
no, just,
Right,
you
right.
can call around. I mean, this is
Pretty-
an
this is small.
uninspectable vehicle that
Right.
is going for parts.
Okay.
That was the saddest phone call I ever took from these two guys together in the same vehicle told me something had gone horribly wrong with the other vehicle. Yeah, that was bad.
Well, we lost a fire truck for that.
Yeah.
That's why engine 3 went, because
Yeah.
it could no longer be inspected, so.
All right,
The other
motion
thing-
is to authorize the police department to sell the Charger 2014 to the highest bidder and put the money in your equipment depreciation fund.
Yeah.
Okay,
Second.
motion's made. So I think, okay, motion's made, seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0.
Is that the
Thank you.
vehicle in the impound yard?
Yep.
Yep. That's the one.
I've been down there haying, and I see what's going on.
Well, could you park it on Quarterline Road?
Yeah.
They probably try to steal it, honestly. It might get
Yeah,
out of
you're
it.
right.
without
It's
having-
Birds and stones, man. I can
Yeah.
count as well as you can.
We want to get some money out of it. We don't want it gone free.
And the other thing we have is, today we looked up in the squad room, there's a slight little brown patch, like maybe we have a leak in the roof. So.
Okay.
I just noticed it today. So,
I was on the phone yesterday with Vic and they wanted to come. Did they get a hold of you guys to get in yesterday at all? Vic Shappy?
They did. Lynn said they were walking around. 'cause
Well, they wanted to get that switch out of the truck bay by the sprinkler room. So I don't know. And I told him I'd be there in the field, just come and find me and I'd let you in, but I figured I never heard from him. And so
and Lynette told us that they were walking around, so.
I don't know. Well,
I assume they saw
whatever.
it.
Anyway,
Did they look at the stain
well,
on
that's something new. So we'll pass
we
it.
just saw it today.
it? Okay.
Supposed to, I think they were looking at our lobby as well.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, Gary came and put some sealer somewhere, but I'm not sure. I don't believe there's a moisture issue from the outside in, but I don't know, but they're working on that.
Yeah, that's down to sheetrock right now in there.
Yeah, he did some stuff in there and then they gotta come back and finish it. So I can get a hold, I'll call Vic in the morning and let him know to come and see you guys for
Yeah.
an unusual stain in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I,
Can't be too bad. It's been, who knows? I don't know what it is. So.
well, that sheetrock thing was the same day as they came and tested the sprinkler system.
It was.
And he said that system had been tested prior to. So I don't know if there's something going on, but they'll have to pull the ceiling down and see if there's something going on.
Yeah.
But I'll get a hold of him. So we're here, Mary. I did get an email from, it's through Ed Clark and VMS, and it was for there's a statement there for $167,000, which I believe is the final payment plus a 22,000 for the transfer switch for the pump. Cause if I recall, the retainage is around 142. So I'm gonna check with Vic. I think we should pay for the transfer switch because but I don't think we should pay it as a lump sum.
So just, you wanna,
I'll get the information and I'll try to have it for the next meeting.
okay,
But I think they need to break that up and there was a charge there from JJ Brown for some work. The fire department asked for some additional circuitry wiring to be done. So I gotta try to figure this out because they kind of lumped everything together and it was hard for me to come up with it. So that was going to be my report and what I
Okay.
just told you. So you got it
Okay.
all now.
good, all right, thanks.
And the last thing we have is our new weapons. So we were curious, certain officer called up Glock to find out what was going on, and we opened a whole can of worms that we didn't realize was on. Basically, what happens was Glock has what they call blue label guns. They sell them only to law enforcement. They're put together a little differently more rugged for what we use them for. We weren't aware of this. And only one person in the state of Vermont sells blue AOL guns.
Oh,
Yeah, so we went to somebody who said they could get them for us, but they called the place in New York and had no authorization. It's an whole internal thing. We did nothing wrong. We didn't know we were breaking any rules in Glock. So we have gone to a dealer up north, Perros. He has the weapons in stock, what we ordered, what we want, what we need. He has them. I said, don't sell them. Put them aside. We will buy them, but I wanted to get approval from you folks first.
what's the price?
We have 2 holsters. We need 5, I think, altogether.
7 in total, but
Yeah.
we have 2.
We have 2 right-handed ones. There's a couple that's on the left-handed nature. We haven't got those yet. So those are, well, we're trying to find those at this point in time. The issue is the weapons we have at this point in time. We've had a gentleman in the Air Force got killed. So there's a mass exodus of these guns. Nobody wants them, and everybody wants to get rid of them. So we were fortunate enough we can have them. And I told them to hang on to them, but I just
Waiting for the butt.
What's that?
We're waiting for the butt and the dollar sign.
So yeah, so the total here is for
7.
for 7 is 5,149.
Sounds similar to what it was.
So,
But we don't have any of the hosts. We have 2 hosters and not.
so
Yeah.
this
This is
The,
just
the original quote, which he was part of the 3 bids, was Perros up north.
Mhm.
The original bid was for, I think, $7,700, but that's because it included all the holsters and the weapon lights. The local dealer that we went with has all the weapon lights, and he has 2 holsters. So we could still get those locally, but Perros is the only place that we get these guns through.
So what would the total end up being compared to what we have already authorized?
So on it, I don't have the full number right now. I just have the number for the guns from Perros.
Are they going to take the old ones or not?
The local dealer will still honor his quote and buy our guns off us for the quoted price of $300 a gun.
Even
And
if
you'll
we're
apply-
not buying
Correct.
through him.
That was-
Okay,
Yep.
All right.
He already said yes to that.
And
okay.
he's gonna
I moved.
apply that toward the holsters and the other supplies you need, right?
He's gonna have to.
You're gonna have to.
Well, it's-
Yeah, right.
Will move
And
to
he's
approve.
just not gonna be able to sell you the guns.
No,
Let's try to make a motion.
Yeah. I move to approve the purchase of the guns from Perros.
Second,
For 5,149.
We're still in the same basic ballpark.
yes.
I
Yes.
I think we are. Yeah,
And
At
he
this
has
point-
them.
At this point.
You gotta get rid of these things.
yeah,
Yeah,
really.
Or somebody that we don't
We
intend
should have had
gets
them like
shot.
6 months ago.
Okay, so a motion's been made to purchase the new guns from Perros for 5,149. Is there any, is that right?
yes.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
I want to make sure.
If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Do we have a motion about selling our old ones?
Covered that.
We already approved
Okay,
that.
covered.
We did, but if he's going to honor the same thing, that's fine. Okay. All right, so
You did that whole liability waiver thing.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it, really. But good. I'm glad we did that because there's just one layer more layer. I mean, everybody knows that if you're buying one of these guns and they're have problems, and the guy buying them obviously knows this, so when he resells those, it's gonna be on him.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's very good because this dealer won't even take these in on trade anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
So I think we did as good as you guys are gonna do.
okay. Now all we need is the fingerprint machine.
So do you think maybe at some point
Working.
you'll get them?
He has them in stock.
We'll probably get them
One-
we'll probably drive up and get them this week.
Okay.
One phone call will have. them.
I was waiting to have this conversation with you folks, get approval, and we'll probably this week we'll go.
Because they're a different make, they don't work with the old holsters. So you have to have, so
They're kind of like.
Yeah.
I want to use that, kind of like a raw. It has to be just perfect.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's,
Cell phone case, cell phone.
yeah.
Cell phone
Right,
case,
yeah,
cell phone
work
case.
on that, Ed.
So they,
He's lost his filter. He told you that.
That's true.
So
That is
he's-
very
he's
true.
already
Okay.
given himself the
did
outer.
they give you,
Right.
so the local dealer is gonna be able to get you the other 5 holsters in a timely fashion, hopefully?
We hope,
As soon as we can find them.
we may have to vendor this out ourselves. to
Yeah.
try to-
Or what about the guy you're buying it for guns from?
So he is checking with vendors to see,
Okay.
because he doesn't have them in stock, but he's checking with vendors to see if maybe he can source them.
It just seems odd, but okay, but,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we know this is a nationwide thing and we're only buying 7. In some places, they're probably buying thousands.
Right.
I think you're lucky to
I
get them.
know that there's
Yes.
an agency in Vermont that is currently about to buy 320 of them.
Right. So
So-
get your 7 while the getting's
Yeah,
good.
really.
Yep.
Yes,
And the
please.
ammunition was the same.
Yes.
That helps.
That
Yes, it
is,
does.
yes.
I don't think Glock can build them fast enough.
Probably not.
I think I use an analogy because my wife always gives me a hard time about.
Sure, Ed,
You
Ed,
know,
stop,
Ed,
stop while you're
Ed,
ahead.
you're off the.
Violating the first rule of hold.
Who the heck wound you up tonight?
So, okay, I do have one other order of business, and that is today is August 12th, which is the birthday of
Oh,
Deputy
yeah.
Chief Ted Washburn. So happy birthday.
That's why he came.
Should we sing?
No.
Don't embarrass them.
We've had enough trouble already.
Yeah.
So you guys
Okay.
are well aware of the encampment at the end of Ranbury Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking with the second constable about, animal complaints down there last week. You guys probably all aware of this. I don't know if you saw in the orders, but JB did purchase some equipment for handling dogs and stuff because he had some issues, but,
They're around the Diamond Run Mall.
Yeah.
They're off from Seward Road way up there. And got the dead end section there.
he said it's quite a village down there.
It is.
Yep. It's kind of like every year they pack it up in the winter and leave all their debris and then they come back and
Start over.
early spring and do a
Got-
different spot and this whole thing starts all over again.
You know, it's funny that, and I don't know how to say this, but had all of
Your
this,
filter, just,
no, but Cortina, they had all those doors and places. I'm surprised they haven't tried to move back in.
I'm pretty sure they have somebody there still 24/7.
Well, they didn't stop people from
Maybe.
breaking in before, so why are they doing
yeah,
that?
really.
I bet you the back doors aren't fixed yet.
Probably because they're not paying, so they won't let them in.
That's right.
But I'm figuring they'd just be there. All right.
Okay, thank you.
I just have one thing to add.
To,
You should.
To
to,
them, just in general.
okay, all right. So
You're done
thank you
with
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your help. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're close to me. Happy birthday.
A little bit closer. You keep.
All right, what you got?
Those are the door measurements and they're 3 pin. So the sooner you can get it, then I can go forward.
That'd be great. Thank you.
336 by 6'7", that's 781, right? 6'7", 672.
7 inches.
Yeah, 6'7". I think the
Standard
ones,
door height.
yeah, I think the ones at home are bigger, but I will.
Okay.
And I am taking a mini vacation. I forgot to tell the two, when you said that, I'm not around Thursday and I'll be back Friday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Pool's all set.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you,
Alrighty.
Mike.
Business last
Take care,
words.
Mike.
All righty, Kari Clark, Town Clerk and Treasurer.
Sleep.
No, she's,
Sleep through that.
hi,
Hi, I'm not sleeping, but
no.
um,
So what have you got? Thanks for all of your help this past week, figuring out where money's coming from for checks and attesting to documents. I appreciated that. Thanks.
not a problem. I really don't have too much at all tonight. Nothing different is going on in the office. The tax bills went out. They should have hit mailboxes last week. I
Yes.
will put it out there that there are several calls coming in saying that people have multiple properties, so they are getting one bill but not the other. So what I'm suggesting to people is just keep an eye out for it, give the mail a little bit more time. Our mail service obviously is going through some stuff too. So if they don't get their bill within, I don't know, the end of next week, just to give me a call and I can easily give them another copy, but that's pretty much all I have. There's a pink slip that went in the,
Oh,
I
yes.
call it a pink slip, but it's a pink piece of paper, informational only for the tax bills and how to pay on time and all the little tidbits that we know about the taxes and the homesteads. Various amount of calls coming in on that as well. So just my suggestion is give it a read, and if you have any questions, call, but it's nothing that you need to sign or bring anywhere. We're getting all different kinds of calls. It's kind of funny. So informational purposes only, and keep it handy if you ever have any questions. But that's it. That's
Okay.
all I have.
Okay, and we have a BCA, Board of Abatement hearing coming up?
Yes, I believe it's on the 20th next week.
Yes.
For the property that burned in May, the garage on Route 7 South, the Puma property.
Okay.
So that's scheduled. So if you are on the BCA and you're able to make it, I have sent those out. Just let me know if you can attend. If I haven't heard from you, I've heard from some.
Yeah, I should be able to. So we do have, Bill, is Ed or Ted's, oh, wait, come on in.
Yes.
Liquor license.
Oh, yeah.
This is for third-class restaurant bar license for Maple Angus over here in Center Rutland. And
No problem.
no problem, says our chief of police. So is there a motion from the select board?
So moved.
Motion to approve from Sharon,
Second.
seconded by Matt. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Aye.
carries 4-0.
Can I interrupt just for 2 seconds?
Yep.
Carrie,
Yeah.
tomorrow we'll probably Perros give us an invoice number. So we can get you to cut us a check for new weapons, and we'll come over here and get you, make us check out for us. It's been approved by the board.
Yeah, I did hear that. Absolutely. That's great. Hey, thanks
Okay, I
for
just wanted to make
saying
sure you
that
knew.
the invoice and the invoice numbers come in too.
Yep, we'll make sure it has a number on it.
Okay.
Not a problem.
All right. Anything else for our town clerk or treasurer? If not, thanks very much. Appreciate your help.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Mike Delehanty, no. Joe Denardo, Public Safety Building Clerk. I think you filled us in pretty much.
we're all set
earlier.
then.
Thank you very much. Barbara is not, Barbara Noyes Pulling Planning Commission report is not going to be able to make it tonight. I will say that I visited with the Planning Commission last week, was it? Week before, and was mostly for the pocket park because I wanted to hear their ideas. And phase 1, which is basically clearing vegetation, getting the invasives out and doing some pretty minimal work. And I've actually got a card of a landscape person who might be able to help us out with that. And then we use volunteers to do the work. So little something there. They also, I stayed around, and they also did, I won't go into, I'll let Barbara report on the subdivision thing that they did get squared away for the developer. So they were able to do that. But they did raise with me The subdivision ordinance, we asked them because ours is so out of date. And Kevin Brown, our attorney, did give them names of some municipalities that had ordinances that they might want to look at for templates. I did listen to quite a bit of pushback from them saying we really need to do a combined building ordinance, which would include subdivision or land development ordinance, which would include subdivision and zoning. I explained to them that is not where this board is and not the authorization we gave them. And would they please work on subdivision? So it was, you know, they feel quite strongly we should be looking at both. I passed that along for your information, but they now have information that they need to pull out a subdivision ordinance and start working on a template. So there, just keeping you folks informed.
Yep.
All right. So I just gave the Barbara report, I guess.
That's good.
Larry Dell Veneri,
Not on.
not on.
Marcia was, but she left. There
Okay,
are
we
two-
do have
Yeah, there's two of
in
them now.
the green folder. You'll recall from time to time, we are asked to sign a errors and omissions certificate, which it makes some changes to the grand list. One is for the Cussell property, the other is a Thomas property. Must be attached. Let's see. The state of Vermont, this is the explanation. The state of Vermont today provide a new current use exemption values for the two above referenced properties. Well, their real value assessments did not change from the lodged grand list. The exemption values increased the tax's overall liability and total grand list. So that's the explanation on those two properties. And we have to approve this, that it's been signed by Marie and Marie Faignant and Marcia Chaffee. If we agree, we need to sign it approving that errors and omissions change. So I'll entertain a motion on that one.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, and I'm going to pass this to Joe. Next is errors and omissions certificate for AA commercial AA commercial test, which is a fake account. This is a practice account for use by listers only, no real taxpayer. Was to be inactive, but it got billed inaccurately. Need to delete from the accounts. So, and all three of our listers signed that. They created a fake account to help them process some things, and now they need to get rid of it.
Now's your chance to use the name AA commercial.
AA commercial test. Is there a motion to approve this change? Motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0. And I'm going to sign this one. Okay.
You did see the movie, Shawshank Redemption, didn't you?
Oh, it was a while ago.
And he made the fake account with the fake guy and all the things. And then when he broke out, he went and got all the money.
Ooh.
And he was the guy that he made up, the fake guy.
Okay. So Marcia, anything else? No, I think we're done here.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Marcia. All right.
You've been here too long, man. It's been one of those nights.
It's been a month like this.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris Clark, Town Fire Chief.
Fire chief either tonight.
No fire chief tonight. All right. Bill Sweet, Town Administrator. Is he around?
Wake up all the time.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Do I now have these emissions things? Oh, I'm about to.
Hear everything back? Oh, I think it's
Sharon's
making
got
it
it.
over here. All right, hello.
Bill, welcome back. I
thank you.
hope you had a really restful
We
vacation.
did, we had a very nice vacation.
Good. Good.
So got a few things to wrap up. On your desks is a draft of a letter related to Heather Lane
Mhm.
and updating their address. So I drafted that to be able to send out. There's gonna be some fill in the blanks when we decide what the time frame is we would like to do this in. But your thoughts, suggestions, or if we're good to go and we just want to I was gonna try and put in some dates that aligned with board meetings, and if people want to give people a chance to come if they wanted to and talk, but
Well, do we have to approve this, or do we wait until?
this process is up to us and Mendon to kind of run with. So
All right.
this was to say like, hey, basically say, hey, introduce them all to the fact that this is likely going to happen, and to give them the opportunity to have input into what the name will be.
Well, it says it was decided Heather Lane and the town of Rutland would change. We haven't made that official decision yet.
We have not. That's why
It sounded like we've been encouraged to.
So
Yes.
I did talk, I went to our road book. Heather Lane exists after 1983. Mendon has records back to 1960. I went to the state person that does the numbering. They do the town highway numbering. His records match those. The E911 coordinators, their records go back, I think, to the early 90s when 911 started, and it was already there. So we didn't name it first, which probably was going to be the biggest one, but yeah.
I guess the thing that disturbs me most is that there was an ambulance that went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
That's just.
So we need.
The package deliveries, that's an
yeah.
inconvenience, but that's a different level for sure.
And they're not real close together, but close enough together.
They are not close
Same
together.
zip code, yeah.
Yes, the zip code and whatever. So I think that, this letter we just need to come up with dates. Do we want to send this out and have a response in a couple of weeks?
So I was thinking, we have
And then,
like September, October, and when we've done some name changes before, the state, when I've talked with Tyler from the state, they really try to avoid changing anything from October through December. That is because it messes with holidays, like it's bad. So if we start this now, it could be like, we get this all figured out, and then January 1st, it could all change. That's usually
very considerate.
yeah,
I think, on our
but
part.
yeah, we've talked before, and it makes total sense. We just avoid, unless it absolutely was drastically necessary, to changing anything during the last quarter of the year. So
Okay, I think first we need a motion for us to agree that our Heather Lane needs to be discontinued as a name. Okay, motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion on that? Then we'll move on to tidying up the letter. If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 4-0. No. For the letter,
You did some research, though. There's how many residents?
we have like 8
or 9?
They have 15 or more.
Well, no, I'm
and
just thinking that I would like to see those, maybe, I don't know how well the neighbors get along, but it would be nice if they got together and chose a name that they're gonna live on.
yeah, absolutely. And I think those neighbors up there are pretty close. Like,
Okay.
there's a lot that know each other pretty well up there. So
So maybe maybe that's what we should put in here, that we would like, if they came up with a name that didn't conflict with Rutland City or Mendon.
well, so that was where I have in there that we have to check compatibility with the state. There is a validation check we run to make sure names aren't too close, or they can't have like a park lane and a park street like we already have. So but those would not pass anymore. So yeah, so we would have to run a check to make sure that it's unique enough.
No, I just like that idea of not us telling them telling
Yeah,
us.
no, absolutely.
I do
That's why
too,
I would
yeah.
like, I would,
Maybe
Here's-
we could put in here that, the changes will not occur before the first of the year.
sure.
So just so they'll know that.
Yeah, well, and
we'll get through that.
that's why I was, that was,
Because you brought that up and
Yeah.
that would be good. So that kind of puts a start the new year off with a new name, new address and a new
Well,
street.
so effective January 1,
Well,
2026.
then you gotta worry about the returns.
right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, so here's what I've got. First of all, there's what date do we want them to respond to Bill by? And remember that they've got to get the letter and they've got to
Yeah.
talk with their neighbors. All
month.
right, that is September 9th.
Night, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, September 9th. And so I would say the next sentence that starts a list of suggestions, I would add, including yours.
Mhm.
Will be compiled and checked for compatibility. We expect the decision on the name to be made by, when are we going to make the decision?
If we have the list by September 9th, we could have recommendations by the 23rd. That's not hard.
Okay, September 23rd. We could also add somewhere in there, if you have a
If we want to
group, if your neighborhood agrees on a suggested name, please let us know that
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. And if they want to, they could come to the September. I mean, if we have if there's 3 or 4 and they all are passed, then if they come to the meeting and say, okay, this is what our preference is, it's kind of like what we do with Honeybee Place. There was a few different options and that was what they wanted. So that was easy.
All right. And we could also point out that our select board will be meeting on both September 9th and September 23rd at 6 p.m. should you wish to attend either.
Absolutely. It'd be great. It'd be great to have them
Yeah.
be part of that discussion. So that would definitely
Okay.
help.
All right, so I just scribbled some suggestions.
Thank
It's
you.
going in the green
Perfect.
folder. Okay.
And the other thing we have in the green folder are the fuel bids that were,
Yes.
there were, I think, 3 for heating oil and 2 for propane, and all of them were received on time.
Okay, so.
There's a
Oh,
little
they're
packet
over
of them.
here. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the first is the propane bids. This is for the public safety building and the town fire station in Center Rutland. First is Irving Fuel, propane bid. If I can even understand it, don't we usually have that? All right. Fixed propane is $1.657 per gallon. Variable propane on August 8th, 1.226 per gallon. And then there are the fixed propane rates are valid until August 8th, 2025 at 11:59. If we went that way. Okay, and then there's offer employees of the town of West Rutland discounted pricing for their homes. I think maybe they were using a template there. Okay,
Possibly.
next is Procter Gas.
Who are we
And
doing business with now?
Procter Gas. Yeah.
I wish I could buy propane for that price. I guess if we went with them, we could.
we also, by the way, have to pay a environmental fee of, looks like 1 cent. Yeah, probably, and a lust fee, leaking underground storage tank fee of 1/10 of a cent. Okay,
That's all, and I think that goes into
Procter
the half.
Gas is 50 cents. 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 50 pleased to present a fixed price bid to supply all propane needs for the town of Rutland, estimated at $5,000. The Town Public Safety Building at McKinley Avenue and the Center Rutland Fire Station. We are current supplier at both. The fixed price shall be 1.799 per gallon for the period of time September 1, 2025 to August 31. And it doesn't look like they are offering a variable price. So
177.
1.799. And fixed price from Irving is 1.657.
12 cents a gallon cheaper.
Right.
Yep.
I'm okay, and there, Irving says that, which right now is the lower bidder, we cannot hold the fixed pricing beyond the mentioned deadline, which is August 8th.
That was 4 days ago.
Right.
August 8th was the due date of the bids. And the letter said they were going to be open tonight.
So I don't know what to, what to do about this. We could do a provisional approval, I guess, if you were so inclined.
But there's not otherwise a deadline, right? Other than that unclarity, and they've also got, should probably revise the end of their letter. So.
Oh, so it doesn't refer to West Rutland, it
Rutland.
refers to Rutland
We
Town.
could get that revised for next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bill could give us a little summary.
and I'm just looking at this, the two environmental fees. And there's no mention of them in the Procter Gas, which was the higher one.
State requirements.
I think it is, yeah. I think it may just be built into the price, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's,
If they didn't separate it, I would assume, I would guess it's part of the price, the 177.
1799. All right, so do you have enough information, folks? What's your pleasure? This is the propane bid.
Well, if they said that was good through the 8th and today's the 12th, I don't know if that price is still good.
And that's the problem.
I mean, we could prove it and find out, I guess. And it is a lot lower, so
It's about 10 cents a gallon cheaper.
Yeah,
if they say, no, it's not. then
But
we
that's
just-
not the lowest one.
yeah, it
It
is.
is.
It
Oh, it
The
is.
lo- Yeah,
Yeah. That's Irving's.
Okay, I guess worst thing is they say no, but
yeah.
Make a conditional.
then we revisit with whatever the new price.
So conditional approval, is there a
I'd
motion?
make a motion that we approve Irving's price based on that price is good after the 8th.
Okay,
Second.
We didn't open them till the 12th.
this is the fixed propane price of 1.657 per gallon,
Plus the,
plus the two
yeah, it's about
environmental fees, really. Okay.
1.1 cents.
Motion's been made and seconded, with the proviso that it's still a good number. Further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 4-0. All right, that's that one. And I'm just gonna put all of this stuff in. The next is the bids for heating oil and diesel. Looks like this is,
I missed that meeting when, I think, did we make any decisions yet on purchasing a tank and buying diesel fuel for the trucks? Or is that?
this
still-
is just for municipal town hall, town highway garage, and municipal backup generators. I
So
know
that's
we
not for
talked
the
about it,
equipment
but
yet. Okay, we didn't.
Dave,
talk-
Dave was looking at 1,000-gallon tank, and then he was looking at, I think it was Champlain Valley Fuels that could sell
Champlain
him
Valley.
everything.
Yep.
And then Irving also approached him and said that they could also sell him everything. So I think he's looking at the different options because the suppliers may be able to supply him with the infrastructure. So
Okay.
Cause I do know.
Well,
that-
Dave's still on if he wants to answer the question, but I'm not sure he can hear us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do the bids.
Yeah, this is
and
just for the heating oil for the and for the buildings and the generator.
Yes.
This is town hall, town highway garage, and municipal backup generators. All right. First is from Champlain Valley Fuels. And their number is option 1 at a fixed rate of $2.68 plus 0.02 state excise tax. All right.
Do
So
we pay tax?
we shouldn't, should we?
Wouldn't think so.
I
think
don't
we're-
believe, I think the municipality shouldn't pay tax.
Yeah, I think we're exempt.
Don't have to, okay.
Next is option 2, state rate variable OPIS plus 25 cents, i.e. week of August 3rd through 9th, $2.4434. So the fixed is 268 plus 2 cents state excise tax if it applies. The variable is 2.434.
So that's the variable rate, the day of delivery, like.
Right,
whatever
yeah, it's
their-
whatever it is,
their
plus
rack rate is.
Whatever OPIS means.
It's their rack rate, it's the
The
oil
rack rate.
production, something, yeah.
Somewhere within they,
Okay, next is from Irving. And fixed heating oil, $2.787 per gallon. Variable heating oil on August 8th, $2.597 per gallon. And variable diesel on August 8th, 2.812 per gallon. So they
I still
are
don't get it.
higher on both than Champlain Valley. And last one, Johnson Energy.
So the variable rate for that person was the rack, basically rack plus 25 cents, right? No, the first one you read.
First one,
Yeah, it was 25
state
cents.
rate variable OPIS plus 25 cents.
Did Irving's give us their,
Okay,
That's it.
2.434 and it looks like
because Irving's was,
Champlain's is higher on the variable.
did,
Well, that was the fixed.
what is Irving's price
Sorry.
for the variable? Did they give you a price?
Irving's variable for heating oil
Yeah,
is $2.597
but it
per
doesn't,
gallon.
but it doesn't tell us what the margin is over the rack price. There's no, like,
I'm looking through that. He's got,
Yeah.
another page and a half.
There's-
of a certain date, right? And versus the
well, they quote it on the day of when they do the bid. So
there's
normally they'll tell you that it's like Champlain Oil told us it's 25 cents over their cost, basically.
came to 2
And Irving's they just didn't tell us what that differential is. Cause they were 259.
So you've got Irving. Do you want Champlain's again?
Well, Champlain's was a 244 now, but it's 25 cents over the rack price.
Yes.
But Irving didn't tell us how much they're charging over the rack price. So I
Right.
don't know how they're getting their variable rate. So we won't know what that.
Okay, well, there's one
more
more.
than 25 cents.
So let's just confuse it more. Okay.
Perfect. I like that.
Next is Johnson Energy. Well, number 2, fuel oil to all properties of the town of Rutland at the following price beginning September 1 through August 31. 40 cents per gallon over Johnson Energy cost on the day of delivery with a maximum capped rate of $2.699 for the contract period. Today's rate would be in parentheses. Today's rate would be $2.619 for reference.
So they're 40 cents over the price. And a capped rate of 2.7. which is less than Irving's and about the same as Champlain oil.
Champlain, yeah.
Champlain oil, I think, has the lesser price for the variable because they're 25 cents over whatever their cost is.
Right, but but
what you think's gonna.
yeah,
happen
right,
in the next-
but Champlain Valley doesn't say there's a cap where Johnson says
Where Johnson,
with a
yeah,
maximum.
right. And I think that's what's always been the deciding factor in the past.
Johnson was 269 cap, and what was the,
2699, so it's really
Versus-
270.
what was the?
No cap.
Champlain Valley.
Champlain Valley,
It's 268
or
fixed price.
268 plus the 2 cents. Well, the excise tax we don't think applies, but
So Champlain and Johnson's are about the same price for the fixed.
except Johnson's capping.
Yeah, it could go lower. Right, what was theirs was based on a formula.
40 cents per gallon over the Johnson energy cost on day of delivery.
Right.
And for reference, they
But it
say
won't
today's
go-
rate would be $2.619.
So you might save a few pennies, but probably not.
They won't, so Johnson's won't go above the basically $2.70 a gallon. So they'll eat some of the cost if the margin is less than 40 cents.
So they could be less than the 268 quoted by the other one, but
Correct.
that's.
But,
Assuming the
their,
price isn't gonna go up.
their capped prices are about the
Probably
same.
not like that.
I mean, we've done with Johnson's for,
Yeah, so Irving is higher. So we're looking at fixed, right? And Irving's is the highest of the three. So we're down to Johnson, who
And-
we've been dealing with, and Champlain.
right.
Johnson caps theirs. So what's your pleasure?
So Johnson is current and there's a small chance of it being cheaper, so. I guess
Well,
But it won't go crazy.
but I also, well,
worst case scenarios is 1 penny more than the other one.
right.
So,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, because Champlain
wait,
didn't
wait,
said
wait.
that was, they just said that's a fixed rate, so that's gonna be that rate
Exactly.
the entire winter.
Yeah.
Starting,
Yeah.
so it won't go lower where with Johnson's, we could get a lesser rate, but it won't exceed what their fixed rate is.
right.
So I move that we accept the Johnson contract. For
Second.
prices.
Anyone want to look these over? So,
Is there a separate item for generator fuel? It's all the same.
It's the
all
same
the
fuel.
same.
All fuel. And that's what made me chuckle when
You wanna take a
Irving
look?
said that diesel fuel is
Right.
no, I'm good, Mary.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You explained it well. It's $2.81 and the heating oil was because I'm not sure why it's 2 or 3 cents more because it's same stuff.
So we have. It actually is a variable rate for Johnson Energy. Okay.
Mhm.
That we're going with, not the fixed rate.
Right.
Okay,
Well, they didn't give you a fixed rate. They gave you a cap.
they gave me a cap.
Yes.
Right,
Well, he
which
gave us
is
a cap.
a little different. So
Okay, so did you make the motion?
I made the
to go
motion
with
that we go with
Johnson?
I
Johnson.
seconded.
And Sharon seconded. Any further discussion? This is 40 cents per gallon over Johnson Energy costs on day of delivery with the maximum capped rate of 2.699 for the contract period. No further discussion? All in favor, please say, oh, you need to authorize me to sign.
Authorize the board chair to sign on behalf of the town.
And that's part of the motion. Okay. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0.
And then, the other deal with if we go with the
We've got
tank
a-
and
yeah.
fuel, that'll be separate.
And was there a place for me to sign on the other one? So I don't have to come back?
For the propane. So we recently had fuel oil delivered to the farm about 2 weeks ago and it was $3.10,
Yeah.
which is 25 cents, 15 cents less than it was in May.
So we didn't take any. Did we? I'm sorry, folks. It's been.
We voted
stuff
to
has
accept
happened.
Irving's propane price.
Okay, provisionally, do you want me to, there's no place for me to sign. Takes care of that. Okay. Provisionally.
And
we'll
that's
just go with
provided
one.
that what they said is going to take
Yep.
place, even though we're 4 days after their.
Yeah, okay.
That is everything I have.
Is that everything? All right. Oh, I do have a little thank you note.
Oh, yes.
This is from Wyatt, who was a scholarship recipient of ours, and there's no last name.
That'd be Fuller, I think.
Fuller.
Wyatt Fuller, class of 2025. So if you recognize him.
That's him.
Okay, very good. He sent us a thank you note. Thank you for all your love and support, Wyatt. So thank you, Wyatt. I guess we can put that somewhere.
Mhm.
The update on the select board project list. I think I gave you a little one on the pocket park just for my visit with those folks. Any committee reports that we haven't talked about? We talked a little about rec committee. So,
Talked a lot about.
all right, so we talked a lot about that. All
I
right,
stirred up a can of worms, but
well,
that's my job.
that's your job.
With everybody,
Okay.
there was something that
Oh.
I wanted to bring up.
Oh, I do. There is one other thing. We were trying to set a meeting with Kevin Brown about our contracts, or, you know, how to approach the city with water and sewer issues. He's going to be gone, you'll remember, through most of the rest of this month. So the two dates available were September 2nd and September 16th. Sharon responded by saying she's available on the 16th, but not on the 2nd. I'm available either. What's the availability of other folks here so we can nail this down?
So
So
like,
we're
I
looking for the 16th.
told you, as far as I know right now, they're fine, but
Okay.
in a couple of weeks, I'll have a lot more information.
Oh, right, because of kids' schedule.
So we were looking to
6/9.
do that on an off night, right?
Yes.
That's why the 2nd and the 16th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt, you said either right now?
Yeah, as far as I know right now.
Okay, and Mary is 9/16 or 2nd. Joe?
I can do either, I think, right now.
16 or 2nd. So
Dave, we need to ask Dave because we need him involved with this.
all right,
Dave,
Dave, are you on there?
Yep, I'm good with either.
Okay, thank you.
We're gonna need his expertise, his knowledge of the workings of our neighbor.
Okay, so it's only Kurt that we don't know. And we know that Sharon can't do it on the 2nd, so
So I think we're gonna shoot for the 16th.
I think we should probably shoot for the
Maybe we should do-
16th and just tell Kurt.
Yeah, we're gonna do this on the 16th, because
He's the one who he
him
wanted
and, yeah,
this.
we're
Yeah,
trying to find some way to make this better for all of us, but I don't know how it just yet.
all right. Okay, so that's what I had. I will be in touch with Kevin about that.
We gotta start writing something down. There was something
Before you think of it, since Kurt's not here, would you like a motion from me?
or
Well, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of you, but.
that's all right. there was something I wanted us to talk about and start looking into, but it couldn't have been that important because it's gone. I don't have a clue what that.
Okay. Okay,
Aye.
I think I had the things
Move to
that,
adjourn.
motion's been made to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you, folks.